my belt broke in the middle of the convention. Luckily, the place is full of LARPers and cosplayers. So, I just asked, and somebody was like, yeah, I know how to handle that. And just took some duct tape, and my belt worked perfectly. So, no props.
Duct tape, the cosplayer's best friend.
Yep.
I
have actually just sewing kit and just... Let me fix that for you.
I thought you were going to say, like, oh, I have a spare, and they gave you some big anime Guilty Gear-esque belt.
That was also one of my thoughts. You're like, oh, my belt broke, and there's like 5 belts being handed over to you, or there's like 5 different stalls selling belts just because.
Well, they probably would have had.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably would have had.
Leather worker to get the leather for it, and then go to find a blacksmith to do the metal part. Have a quest
that's
in the Robocon.
Yeah, that's LARPing.
Yeah.
Well, they do have metal working there, so I could have bought or asked them to make a belt buckle. Probably they'd have something ready already. I don't know, but I didn't want to buy a new one. I have enough belts. The problem was just that the kilt I was wearing doesn't it'll drop without a belt. So I had to hang on to it with one hand and just ask, like, please give me a belt before I'm indisposed.
Okay.
Yep. Story time over.
Story time over. New story time beginning.
Woo!
Last time you story timed with the house that was haunted and killed people and had mirrors. You sacrificed someone. Destroyed a piano. Sat in a cupboard. All very interesting. You had a Catholic man blindfolded while you did some things in front of him he wasn't allowed to see. There was a cat. Gorm turned to Mario.
Man-ish.
There was a black man. Everyone was scared of him. Yes. I've removed most of the notes already, so who knows what really happened last time? We have no idea. All the information is just gone. All you have is vague memories. You've suppressed it. You've been in therapy for these last few months, so...
Yeah.
The notes are currently still here, but I will be deleting those in a few moments. So unless there's any particular questions you think you had left, I'm just going to start deleting this. Also, I'll be counting on you to... whoever thinks it's necessary to remember stuff, to write stuff down.
There's a lot of booze to rinse my brain cells to make me to forget everything related to this.
Yeah, that's what's happening right now. You're like, oh man, this sucked so much. Glug 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 glug. Oh, I don't remember what we did when we were in the house. Glug 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 glug. Miss Wheeler, who's that? Glug 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 glug. Trauma? What trauma? What dead FBI agent? Glug 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 glug. I don't have this commander that I was fighting with. Oh wait, I think I remember. Glug 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 glug
pretzels.
Yeah.
Pretzel? What pretzel?
We had pretzels. I think it was pretty mediocre.
Some shitty.
I think we fed the pretzels to the black man.
Yeah, exactly.
We gave the black man pretzels, and that's why things were okay.
The Italian black man.
Yeah, the Italian black man, and they said, have a pretzel, and he said, this is much better, thank you. I don't know why he talks like Dracula.
Totally not Dracula.
I am not Dracula. Why does everyone always accuse me of this?
I am not a vampire.
And then he steps out and he says, the sun, it burns! And then he puts on a big-headed sunglasses. I am okay. To the Vladimobile. And then all of you turn around and think, I'm not sure, but I think that guy might have been a vampire. Anyway. That's not relevant to the session that we're having today. For today, we will be going to a new adventure. All of you will be at home, doing your home thing, having your home life, and your home job. Be it at the FBI, doing forensics and therapy, or at the museum, doing anthropology, or
And therapy.
at a cartel murder site, cleaning it up,
And therapy.
Therapy.
or in the military,
Therapy's always involved.
doing paperwork and standing on guard.
And therapy.
And therapy. I mean, that sort of goes without saying. And therapy. And doing science and therapy. And cleaning
And
up
lot of
and
things.
therapy.
Pumping iron.
Pumping iron. While you have your, earbuds in, listening to therapy pre-recorded.
No, no therapy for me. Just like Eye of the Tiger.
I am the tiger. A mutated version of it starts playing it. Eye of the tiger. The demons are not real. You don't have to worry about aliens. That infected guy that swallowed that person in front of you did not really turn into goo.
And it wasn't blue.
Ooh, of Cthulhu.
And then the phone rings at a time where you know better than to ignore it. It's not your personal line, it is the burner, the one that rings when the program needs something done and done quietly.
Fuck.
The voice on the other line when you pick up is a woman's voice that talks to you without really listening to anything you have to say, as if it is to deliver a message. It says, Black Sands Travel Agency, we have confirmation for your upcoming booked trip. Destination Helena, Montana. Departure will be immediately. It's been bumped up and this is a high priority. See the tickets that are waiting for you at the airport as soon as you can pick them up. Also, we have been asked that you keep this secret as per usual. Also, do not ask why. This is high priority and we'll be waiting for you per immediately. The line goes dead before you can even respond.
Yay.
Then 10 minutes later, an email arrives with no subject line, just a long set of numbers, which after looking at them for a while, you think are a set of coordinates, a flight number, and a single encoded sentence. Now, who thinks they're too stupid to read an encoded sentence?
These fucking assholes. I'm going to get a beer.
Okay, you don't even read it. Like, okay, yeah, whatever. I'll see you on site. Not gonna bother with the encoded sentence before it breaks my mind any further.
I think that Nathan is just gonna push the print button, and he has a very old HP printer that's gonna print the pages out. He's gonna grab a beer and wrap the paper on his pocket without even looking at it. That is tomorrow's Nathan's property.
Okay. Those of you that would be interested in what something like that has to say, I don't know if any of you would, or if you just see it when you're on location.
I decrypt it.
Right.
Yeah, I would. Guybrush would definitely try.
Then it says a single sentence. Jeopardy Jacob's death was not an accident. The EPA is already there, but they're looking for pollution, not a plague. You are the only ones who can find the real source. You're aware that the agency will generally give you a bunch of information beforehand in snippets as to not give the complete picture somewhere. You imagine more information will be waiting for you when you get on your flight and head there. Of course, you're also fully aware that this is your last chance to bail out if you don't want to take another one of these assignments, but you know full well that the agency would also most likely consider you a risk at that point. You consider it for a moment, and unless you want to switch characters, you head out.
Yeah, I do consider, or Gorm does consider it. Then he sends a message. Or actually, no, he doesn't sigh yet. He starts typing the email to his mother, saying that I'm sorry about everything. Then he sighs, sends it, and just packs and goes, sends it, goes out the door, and just packs and goes, sends it, goes out the door, and just packs and goes, and sends it, goes out the door, and just packs and goes, and sends it, goes out the door.
All right. If you all have your various quick goodbyes to whatever plans you had, you all know days like this can come, so you have preparations where you can simply say, oops, something came up. Yep, got to go. Then, when you head there, after the email arrives and you head out, when you arrive at the airport, tickets are apparently already waiting for you on your name, along with some luggage you supposedly checked in. Attached is a little briefing packet, redacted, of course, a photo of a man in a deputy uniform, dead on his own bed, a coroner's report listing toxic shock from mess of heavy metal poisoning, cadmium, arsenic, zinc, levels that would normally take months to accumulate in someone, and yet found in his system to have built up in less than a week, maybe even a few days. Additionally, a note, which you think is from your handler, written in the margins of the printouts. This contamination is spreading. It's not just in him, it's in his wife, it's likely in the water source. And if it spreads like that, it is most certainly something that the mundane authorities will not be able to properly handle. You are being sent as a specialist team under cover of the FBI's Critical Incident Response Group, sent by Washington, D.C. Those of you that aren't already in the FBI will, in your packets, find cover identities with credentials that corresponds with your agent identity with an FBI ID. And how you have been sent by Washington to investigate the potential pollution in the nearby groundwater that could be causing this, as well as unofficial objectives to determine whether or not this is an unnatural threat, identify it, neutralize it, make sure no one else finds what's going on. If you need a patsy or someone to blame it on to keep this quiet, it lists an anti-government white power group active in the area that can be blamed and painted as terrorists, since it is pretty important that the public at large does not learn of any unnatural threats, as you're aware. You're asked to try and find any evidence that can be used to paint this as a mundane issue, perhaps a classified bioterrorism case. But, more importantly than anything, if it is an unnatural threat, identify it, neutralize it, destroy it, and minimize the exposure to the general public.
As per usual.
All of you, if you take those tickets and get on your flight, will arrive with the map in Montana, which, funnily enough, pretty close to where you had that few incidents ago. Which was also in Montana.
You mean the slimy?
Yes, the blue slimy. It's not immediately overlapping with it, but it's close-ish. It
Which
is in
was another
Lewis.
chemical experiment.
Yeah. It is in Lewis and Clark County in Helena, Montana. We'll grab a map for this. Get it.
Sure. This
Also,
will
now
remind.
as I start talking, the birds are obviously just, again, losing their minds.
Yep. Of course, this might bring some happy memories of us together cleaning up Dr. Gorm's mess for
Wow.
months or weeks.
Was that your mess?
He kind of.
He's the one who got the blue thing overrun with a fucking train.
Yes.
That we then had to clean up.
Yeah, I'm literally talking about the cleanup.
Yeah.
Cleaning up of the literal mess. Good times.
We will all take me to the airport. Make your way to area. I don't think it lists a specific airport where you get out. So let me go over your briefing and the parts that weren't in the intro. Let's see. The meeting at 3 p.m. the next day. A secure meeting room at Millstrom Air Force Base, Montana, where you will then meet up and hand it any final information by a handler there to make sure that you have arrived safely and understand your mission. It's one of those in-between handlers, so the information they have is limited, but if you have any questions, now is the time.
Nathan is gonna look at his FBI ID and he's asking that. So, are we suspecting a crime already? I thought we might be maybe EPA, United States Environmental Protection Agency, or maybe Center of Disease Control and Prevention. If it might be an accident, isn't it a bit suspicious?
Yeah, well, the EPA and the Montana Department of Environmental Quality, the DEQ, are working with the Lewis and Clark County Sheriff Office to investigate the death outside of the Helena, Montana. And because of the weird contamination, they're expecting his exposure to either... it's not quite the case, but think nuclear waste leaking out somewhere. Except instead of nuclear poisoning, it would be like a heavy mercury poisoning. But because we are also aware of some other things happening in this region, it could very well be something else. Our agents have already been gathering various information and have gathered a bunch of it in a nearby green box. Gives you a small slip of paper with a bunch of coordinates on it.
So how about, is NRC involved?
NRC?
United States Nuclear Regulatory Commission.
No, not yet. Unless there's some reason to believe it actually is nuclear. But heavy metal poisoning is more of an environmental thing and an industrial accident, most likely, which is a little weird because as far as the steps of the person involved have already been done, that's not the case.
I had a weird case some years ago in the military. I have to deal with all of these assholes. I think that let's keep it FBI. It's easier.
All right. Yeah, that is up to you. Your identities have been provided. Of course, as usual, if you do something that makes the other FBI agents start probing into your identity, then that greatly complicates things, but it should be fine as long as you don't actively antagonize them or get in their way or commit crimes in front of them. Should be fine.
Should we buy our own drinking water in containers just as a precaution? Is there a risk that it is?
Given that we don't know the exact cause yet, it might actually be a good idea.
Yeah, I agree. Good thinking. Let's get some breathing masks as well. Who knows what is on there?
Well, I already have my hazmat suit from the earlier case nearby, so I'll get one of those.
True.
Yes. You're also given a coroner's report. The person in question, Deputy Fred Jacob, white, male, age 37, married, no children, 12 years on the job, died 6 days ago, unexpectedly, in his home. The coroner ruled toxic shock from massive heavy metal poisoning, cadmium, arsenic, zinc. It was strange, however, because no particular source of contamination was able to be identified. It came on incredibly suddenly over the course of a few days, and the contamination was all throughout his body. digestive system showed incredibly high concentrations, as did the circulatory system, brain, organs. There's no way something like this just accidentally fell into his system.
Did they check with the Giger meter that is it the meter saying yes or no?
Radiation presence was minimal, but in line with the amount of heavy metal. So,
was there any wounds in the body where the metal could have got in, beside like eating, breathing, drinking?
Other than the digestive system indicating that they went in orally, or anally, I guess. Otherwise, someone might have injected it directly into his stomach, but only minor puncture wounds were found throughout the body that were corresponding to old scars that the agent had.
And
So
he
like
didn't
some
go for
poison
any
pill.
operations, dental operations, maybe medical ones before that?
We are aware that 2 months ago he had a dental appointment. But if something happened there, we wouldn't expect whatever happened to lay dormant for this amount of time.
What about like late missions he was involved in? Anything not too classified for us to know?
Well, we are aware that there are several businesses operating in this area. Some heavy mining, some research facilities, and because Lewis and Clark County area tries to keep a pretty tight leash on all the different businesses in the area, he would have just been in contact with most of them. Likely not, going inside and poking around as far as I know, unless he had close contact with any particular business owners just outside of what he normally would have, but we have nothing to indicate that right now. If we find something, we will let you know.
Is there any more like laboratory samples being produced, maybe to find out exactly what heavy metal it could have been? That might be helpful.
You can request to see the body and do a inspection with the coroner yourself if you want.
Do you guys know how to do this? Dr. Gorm.
We've done it before with Dr. Gorm.
I think we need a chemist or somebody. Or a geologist.
I'm
I'm a chemist.
Okay, we are covered. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Yes, if you are uncertain in your own medicine skills, there is a person available at the Malcolm Air Force Base who might be able to help, and has been contacted for certain questions before and seems cooperative. They're not aware of the details of our organization, but they would be able to help as an assistant if you need additional medical insight.
We should be covered.
Yeah, you're given the email, the phone number of Captain Sarah Jimenez. If you need it as medical expertise.
Yeah.
Right. Other than that, you are responsible during this operation for your own transportation and accommodation. Any budgetary issues can be solved afterwards. The 6-agent Helena FBI office has not been consulted on this case, nor has the region's FBI special agent in charge in Salt Lake City. None of these officials are particularly likely to be friendly to a team just suddenly intruding in their territory, even if one is sent from Washington, which is the cover you're currently operating under. So you are encouraged to, work formally and polite with them if you do happen to encounter them. But they aren't currently involved, so you should have carte blanche. Like I said, there is a supply cache in the green box where other agents in the area have been gathering information. I'm reminded of this, and he will hand you a metal detector. I was told by the agents you would need this. Who wants the metal detector? Don't
Yes,
always
please.
hand it once.
I know
Okay, great. Agent Stone is handed the metal detector.
Excellent.
Oh, this is the old model. I love this.
It's one of those old-fashioned rods with the metal disc at the bottom. That this is, like, you know the type, right? Like handle, stick, disc, bunch of wires, and then you have headphones in that go boop 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 boop. Boop. And then, they make different sounds depending on whether or not there's something nearby. And you gotta sort of learn how they sound. Like, whoop, oh, that means there's something in front of you. And whoop, that means there's something to the side of you. I'm sure you'll figure it out. Then, let's see. Whether or not you act under your own identities or the cover identities is completely up to you. Like we said, try not to cause a scene. There are other agencies somewhat involved in the area, particularly EPA agents that you might run into if you go to certain environmental causes, potential causes. Or alternatively, you simply cause a scene. Now, after that, you are very much free to go where you want. Possible locations to go to first would either be talking to the wife of the deceased, going to the sheriff's office, going to the green box first, doing some research initially to check for any environmental events in the area, depending on what you think might be the most likely cause, but obviously, as with any of these investigations, it very much goes in every direction.
We should first go for the green box, and after that, go for the wife. If any of the family members have also symptoms, we might be able to save their life. And if not, we know it's not something that he can encounter at his home or his home environment, but it's something that may be related to a previous work assignment.
Absolutely. All right, green box first it is then.
Yep.
Now, the location you're given is about 12 kilometers southeast of Helena, a winding drive following access roads alongside the I-15. The left on Hanging Tree Gulch Road, then a couple of turns onto dirt paths past ranch-style houses. And then the roads stop, and you have to simply hike for about a kilometer past the end of Ambush Ridge. The South Fork and Ambush Ridge, no, that's the South Fork of Ambush Ridge, not the North Ridge. Then after the end of that, the house nearest the location you have is of the Yunkin family. And apparently what you're looking for is somewhere on this property.
The green box is on someone else's backyard, basically.
Well, I mean, these ranch areas are, multiple hectares big. It's very difficult for an area not to be part of someone's property somewhere.
Right.
Most of it is just ranch or cornfield or, a mountainous area where they're not doing anything with it, but still technically someone's property.
Right.
But yeah, sometimes it's the most useful place to hide something, somewhere in the middle of nowhere. People won't look for it. Ooh. That's why Area 51 is there, where it is.
Right, because nobody looks at it.
Well, that's government land. I have been there on the yard. They didn't let me in.
Right. It is currently Tuesday, March 7, 2027.
Did we do level rank ups for skills last time?
I don't remember you doing
don't
that. So
remember.
if you check your sheet and you see stuff still checked that you failed it, you probably didn't rank up. So yeah, do that.
Yeah,
now
I think we
if you
skipped that.
didn't.
I think we skipped that and we jumped straight to talking about systems last time after the game. So
It's a D4. There are a couple of D4 rolls.
yeah, that's Anders just rolled those. Yeah.
How did it work? Because I was so goddamn good that I failed 0 rolls.
Are you sure?
Nice.
I thought you failed every roll.
I think that they
Usually
weren't
does,
skills at all. They were like actually no. I nailed the sanity rolls, and I don't. There was a maybe stats roll, like a strength roll that I failed, but but I didn't fail any skill rolls.
We also agreed that if you fail nothing, you can still just pick one and put a D4 on it.
Okay, that sounds great. Okay, let me do that.
Yep.
It's literally right here. Custom rule for speed. One skill up would be D4 instead of 1 at the end of session. And well, we didn't write it down that it was if you don't have anything. But it feels lame to be like, yeah, I need to always do something. Otherwise, I do not get skill. Quick, can I spot something real quick? There's nothing to spot. You don't get to roll. No.
What did I do last time that could justify?
What, do you not have anything on your sheet? This is what you're supposed to mark stuff down when you fail, dude.
He just succeeded on everything.
I think I succeeded on everything.
Well, then
I even rolled
skill up,
like.
I guess.
Except his sanity.
Actually, this is even better because
Right.
it means you can just pick your highest skill and improve them further, whereas otherwise you would need to fail that.
Yeah, but I don't want to game the system, so.
He doesn't want D&D this.
I succeeded on occult, I think, last time, so I'll take a bump with that.
Sure.
A D14.
And thanks to the last adventure, you were reading some occult shit a lot, so it makes sense.
Yeah, makes
that's
sense.
You were also part of the actual ritual, so.
Oh, true. Yeah.
True.
Maybe
We're
I
all kind
got
of
some
involved.
idea. Oh, and I actually got to meet the black man and or
Worship
man
him.
and worship him. So yeah, occult up.
Makes perfect sense.
Yes.
But yes, you are put on this property. It's quite large, and the coordinates seem to simply point to a bit of a forested area a few hundred meters away from the house. At that point, the coordinates aren't very specific anymore. Now, you're aware that this is just somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and you're on someone's property. So maybe if you start sneaking around, they decide, hey, we don't trust that person over there. They look...
Why did we bring the Mexican again?
Yeah, they look... That guy looks Mexican. Shoot him. It's a cartel operation. Look, that guy's with the military. Shoot him.
Yeah. Not being too paranoid. Agent Stone's just gonna walk there. They have to choose the location for a reason that there's not gonna be anybody with the binoculars staring at them. So just gonna find the goddamn box and open it up.
Okay. But, like I said, is you walk through that area. Okay, so first off, Stone's taking charge. Second off, he decides, yeah, we're just gonna walk there and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah. He has his colt on his belt, maybe a taser on his sleeve, and he's just basically driving the car next to the place in somewhere not super visible, and just have the short hike for the location. Of course, always alert. One of the best skills that Agent Stone has is alertness. So
Right, well, why don't you roll me alertness?
Yep. 81 out of 68, so failure.
What are the odds? Well, you get to mark it for skill up. Hey, look at that.
You get a skill up, yay!
I am so alert. But yes.
You shouldn't have low willpower anymore, so reset your willpower to whatever your max is.
Oh yeah, that too. Don't forget to reset
Does
stuff
that
like
affect?
It takes 20 away from your thingy somehow. At least it says like the low willpower on the roll. I don't know if it actually affects the.
Let's see. I don't know. I don't know, to be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't
But
it
it
just have
doesn't-
your max on it?
I
Unless
would think that's okay, because the 68 actually is my character, so.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
But anyway, probably want to fix the willpower.
One question, like the ritual we had,
Yes.
it took three permanent willpower, so I
That
guess
is
that
true.
we
I
all
believe-
have like one less right now.
I believe I specified. Yes, I believe I specified at the time that each one of you involved would lose one willpower permanently.
Yeah,
Okay,
I did.
I'm gonna put it down for one.
So I don't know if you went from 11 to 10 or whether or not you just forgot to remove it.
And it
This
was
is-
only
this is the
those
dark
guys who
man
were
not paying
actually performing the ritual.
You said
That's
permanent
not
damage to power, not
Yes.
willpower.
Oh yeah, it was power, but power is the willpower max at the same time.
So remove power and willpower.
Well, when you
Did
remove
it
one
say so
power,
in the rules?
yeah, I'd like to remember that way.
I believe your
So-
willpower is derived from your power, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Like the
Decreasing power
willpower
automatically
stat just
adjusts willpower.
comes from.
Yeah.
But doesn't power do auto calculation as well? If it
That's
says
dispel.
that your willpower is dropped by 1, then it's the willpower, not the power.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. When your willpower is drained, you lose current willpower compared to your max willpower, and your max willpower is calculated by checking what is your power score.
Yeah. But if from what I
But
just
what-
the ritual reduced your power.
Yeah,
No, it didn't willpower.
No, power.
Well,
power.
no.
You expend 10 willpower and remove permanently 3 power between the three.
Okay, I misheard. I thought it was willpower, not power.
yeah. It drained our current to 0, but also
Also,
Reduces your
stat.
power stat by 1 permanently.
yeah.
Yep. As you were permanently less sane.
Yeah. That's actually something we didn't go through last time. At the end of the session, Gorm reached his breaking point.
Breaking point.
So what's his new little thingy? Because he
did
did
we
start to
not?
worship. We
I
did
feel
not.
like
we
I
all
feel like we briefly did. Okay.
briefly, but
First person who's not Miro, suggest me something that would be in line with Dr.
Logical,
Gorm being
yeah.
crazy.
especially when he started worshipping the dark man. So I'd like to go deeper into that somehow, if you don't have a better idea, of course.
So what, you now worship the otherworldly entities? He's
Well,
really
I
into
don't
the
know.
occult now?
Well, sure, you could go that way, or if you have any other ideas that, let's see, there's a list of disorders.
Okay, you know what? Make me a suggestion, but whisper it to me so the others don't know what it is.
And it's not violence or helplessness, it's unnatural.
Yes, I'll also quickly make you a thingamabob suggestion for your perusal. If I can get it. Here it is.
And I don't want to take the same, so I'll... Oh, actually, that might...
And then we'll just quickly say here, does that make sense? What I typed. Summer holiday.
Oh,
I'm not
no.
learning the entire hero system just to.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
if you can get an AI tool going with it. in response to the other thing he posted about the hero system and like the 50 PDFs I would need to study for that. I am definitely not going to be able to AI that the same way your previous guy could. But if you can get an AI tool working for it that can sort of DM guide us, I would definitely be willing to try it. But for now, back to campaign.
Yeah, that's actually. I found something that might be an interesting one, but this makes sense. Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay,
I'll
then
write it
keep
down
quiet
to
about
my,
it and do actions with
Yep.
it.
Yes, I will.
Great. Back to the situation at hand. Close. Aside. Forest. Green box. You're on the ranch near the forest where you suspect that the green box is located. Now, the previous green boxes you were dealt with were some sort of storage unit. And this doesn't look like a storage unit to you. In fact, it just looks like a forested area.
I think we might need a shovel.
You think?
Right, there's heavy underbrush and leaves and growths of bushes and whatnot.
Was there anything on the email about this box, like a location?
I mean,
Well, I imagine this is what they gave you the metal detector for.
Yeah,
True.
that actually makes sense. I will start it and like head in the location. You guys like keep your eyes and ears open. Like, this
Should I?
looks a bit suspicious. It's not like we have the everyman's right in this country. Ha 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 ha.
Oh,
I have the
right.
right to
So
cover
I
your
shouldn't.
butt.
So I shouldn't call in an excavator, right?
No, I think
You can
we're
if you
good.
want.
Oh, I'll go right ahead. And he walks off, smirking.
No, let's find this box.
And beep 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 beep.
All right, give me a search check as you use the metal detector to go beep 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 and just sweep through that forested area. There is no path indicating that there is easy
Oh, wow.
access.
A fumble. 88 out of the 42.
I was looking for a bullshit check to try and throw him off, but it looks like he's doing a pretty good job on his own.
Why would you do a bullshit check to throw him off? Okay.
Why not? I mean, we're at the start of this this project.
Right.
Obviously, I wouldn't try to sabotage the entire endeavor, but piss him off a little bit at the start.
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
Okay. Eventually, you will find something that will go beep, 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 and a close check will reveal that it is an opening of sorts. A very tight opening, which seems to be of a sewage system of sorts. And as you check inside, it is a pipe that connects to, when you look inside with your flashlight, some sort of septic system.
Yes. I will show he strikes his shovel down and hits the pipe to the septic tank.
Is it customary that like there's some sort of marking for the green box, something that indicates that it is what it is,
Well,
graffiti or charcoal or something like that?
Previously, every time has just been a formal storage somewhere. There are no secret signs or indicators. You were given a set of coordinates and a metal detector. You assume that whatever you find at those coordinates with the metal detector fits the definition of what you're looking for.
All right.
Markings? Where are hunter marks at?
Is it like can you actually crawl through it, or is it too small?
You try and make an estimate. A man of your size might be able to squeeze through, but your arms would be at your side. I know I described it as a pipe to a septic system, but that's really just to say it's some sort of ventilation pipe. You think there's a space on the other side, and despite me calling it a septic system, no, you're not crawling through shit.
All right, let me take a look. Getting a getting light source and trying to get some clue what's on the other side, and if not, like trying to squeeze through. Most likely getting stuck because of the fumble.
Yeah, there's a little dirt path and a pipe opening that leads somewhere. There's a small grate in front that you can easily just sort of pull away.
Okay, I questioned like I'm going to use a lot of time on that one, and then like somebody else is like, "Hey, it's here." I need a shower.
Okay. Do you climb inside? Peek inside?
Yeah.
Investigate or check the area?
Yeah. First, trying to like get the look with the flashlight. If not, then I'm just going to basically go inside.
Yeah.
Not hands on the side, but hands on front if possible.
Yo, Stone. Did we bring any rope?
I don't think it's that deep. I think you can just pull me out.
Yeah, you know, the thing about spelunking is like, you don't have to do it, usually. It's voluntary. I wouldn't go there. It looks pretty tight.
Well, maybe you can find some grease to get me out. I'm just going to push myself through enough to see what's on the other end.
All right, give me an athletics check. As Agent Stone, gets on his belly and starts, crawling just through it, just squeezing through the pipe, going. His arms being pressed to his side, his face pushed down as the pipe gets, vigorously filled with some dirt and whatnot. And eventually, after what feels like, 10 minutes of crawling like this, even the short distance feels incredibly tiresome. Finally, you sort of wiggle your way out the other side, and all the other guys cheer, woo! As you find yourself in some sort of emergency shelter. As you look around, there seems to be various things stored there. Cardboard boxes, planks with various bits, what you think is a rocket launcher. Also, just a door leading up out of the storm shelter you're in.
Fuck my face, I say, and I'm gonna open the alternative exit.
As you go over to the alternate exit...
first, I check out if there's any traps.
Give me a...
just in case.
give me a search check.
Yeah. Here we go. Success 41 out of 42.
Okay. You take a quick look around, making sure not to step on any trip lines or anything, and you are fortunate enough that there do not seem to be something like that. You take a quick check in the boxes to see if there's maybe an explosive rigged somewhere. As you reach inside, you take out a already prepped and ready mouse trap that was ready to snap on the fingers if anyone who was going to reach in there. Or any mouse that would just walk in there, I guess. As you reach in there, the mousetrap goes snap, and you avoid it because you were ready for it.
Whee!
But other than that, yes, it seems like this place is not trapped.
And this seems to be the green room and not like some crazy bunker maniac preppers hideout.
A little bit of A, a little bit of B, but going by the weapons and other odd things there, including what looks like a large chunk of rock, like on a pallet, with some paperwork next to it. You're pretty certain that this is the green room, based purely on the amount of odd stuff there's here. But you think you should maybe investigate this with everyone here, since there's also a bunch of stuff that doesn't immediately strike you as obvious. It could also just be a prepper's crazy room, as there's body armor and guns.
I'm gonna invite everybody in.
Right, you go up to that door, you try to open it, and when you do, you don't get more than like 1 millimeter as it just gets blocked by something. You're pretty sure there's a lock on the door on the outside.
Do we have a key?
No.
Okay, is
Do we
it
have bolt
sturdy enough?
cutters?
I can just break it. Is there inside of the storage room like a tool to open it up? Like if it's a chain, like just some power tool to like.
Well, the problem is it would be on the outside and you're on the inside. So while there are lots of things here that you might be able to use for something, in fact,
Okay,
you think you see a box of grenades.
Okay, that's not useful. But I'm gonna guide the guys on the other side of the door to see what is there.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you point out, like, hey guys, this much in this direction, over here, there's a door, the others have no problem whatsoever to find it. They need to move a bunch of underbrush out of the way, and oh, yeah, there it is, just a hatch that opens up, one of those storm shelter doors, you know, the sideways opening into the ground type doors.
It seems I found the back door. I think I need to wash my clothes.
Yeah, and when they get that, there is a padlock on the door. And of course, you don't have the key. But if you have a crowbar of sorts, you might be able to force it open fairly easily. Does any of you have a crowbar with you in your equipment pack?
Let me see on my second.
Alternatively, does anyone
page
know how
of
to
my
pick
sheet.
locks?
Let me know if there's inside. Maybe I can get it out for them.
If there's a crowbar on the inside?
Yeah, if there's a lot of crazy shit, there might be like power cutters or a crowbar there.
Let's see, it mentions a few other things here. So, first let's see what the others have. Meanwhile, I will tell you what Nathan would find as he looks around on the inside. Meanwhile, give me a demolitions check.
Yeah, sure.
Demolitions or heavy weapons or military science, depending.
Let's see which is best. Heavy weapons is 50. The explosives 41, and the military science is 61.
Well,
So I'm gonna do that. 61.
Okay, sure.
And it's failure, 87 out of 61.
Okay, yeah. You think that those grenades might be something odd, but blowing yourself up with a grenade while you're on the inside seems like a terrible idea. Alternatively, there seems to be glass bottles with some sort of greenish liquid inside, labeled as sulfuric acid. I mean, that could probably get a lock open.
I'm gonna ask our dear doctor, that the chemist, that would that work?
You're fairly certain, as a chemist, that the acid as it's described on the label would easily break something like that open. Also, as you describe it as being in a simple glass bottle, he tells you to please be careful, because if you drop something like that, it will just splash all over you and definitely do some damage to your feet.
How much ajar the door goes? That can I just basically
Barely, like a millimeter. You can't just shove it through the crack.
Okay, how about if I just give it through the pipe I just crawled through, and somebody's going to get it from the other side?
Yeah, I mean, you could probably...
Yeah, I'm just
shove
gonna
a bottle
hand it over
through.
yeah.
Worst case scenario, you have to sort of crawl part way back through it.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But yes, does someone want to force it open, pick it, use the bottle thing? For the record.
The bottle, I guess,
Okay.
because none of the others.
That's fine.
Looking at
No
Matteo,
one else is
expecting him to
enthusiastic
pick
about
the
it in a certain way. You shimmy
Where's
shammy
Matteo
your
when
way
you
with the
need?
bottle in your mouth, back through the pipe, walk to the other side. Pour the bottle on the door. The padlock melts open. Everyone makes their way inside. Now, inside proper, all of you can look around and do a quick investigation of the scene. Inside seems to be a haphazard storage, very much in line with the other green boxes you have seen, where half of it is paperwork and half of it is anomalous materials. a cardboard box full of loose mouse traps, a fully operational M72A2 law rocket, 6 grenades where you recognize the tag in the better lighting as thermite grenades in a crumbling wooden shipping crate, a large heavy chunk of sandstone with something embedded in it and some weird patch of mineralized material. Someone with geology knowledge or other types of science might need to take a closer look at that. A battery-powered Milwaukee sawzall and a selection of blades. A sawzall, for those who weren't aware, like I was when I looked it up, is one of those handheld saws you use to cut through either stone or metal or like meat, large meat packing plants, like if they have to butcher a cow.
Okay, I can't even imagine it. So
okay, just Google sawzall. In fact, wait, why don't I just? This is like the one reason we have images in this. Oh no! All right, no. The Google image mill is like, no, sawzall. Me not know what that is. Great, cool.
How's it spelled?
Like saw, and then Z-all. Wait, is it pronounced sawzall?
Sawzall.
Sawzall? Wait, sawzall Milwaukee is a different thing? Wait, Milwaukee sawzall is a different thing? Why is that a different thing? Maybe it's a brand. Anyway, the picture. Images. One of these.
Like a high-power electric
like a
knife.
high-powered handheld saw.
Yeah.
Why they don't just call it that? I don't know. Maybe it's a brand name. The Sawzall. It's called the Milwaukee, but you're in Montana, so it should be a Montana Sawzall. Look, there's a tiny American flag up in front.
For real, the more I learn what random things are called in English, especially American English, the more I just realize they have commercialized the language even. That's so fucking weird. Anyway, we have a word for that in Finnish too, and it's just called something regular.
The Reutenkrachten.
Pistosaha. It's just like, what's it called? Pisto would be like...
Stab saw.
Stab saw. Yeah, stab saw is basically...
Or a knife saw. Because
sure.
at least the Google result that I get is puukkosaha, and puukko is basically a knife. And saha is saw. So it's the knife saw.
All I know, don't ask how, all I know is you can take the blade off, put in a metal rod, basically, stick a dildo into that metal rod, and use it.
Dr. Gorm shares this information with the group as he holds the sawzall and talks about it for a bit.
And I've seen it used live.
20 inches in someone's ass, would you believe it?
I don't know why, but somehow I knew that was where you were going with it.
Also, what the fuck do you mean you've seen it used live?
Exactly. There are some things I've experienced in my life. Anyway.
Is that a sexpo or something?
Well, basically, yeah.
Wait, what do you mean a sexpo? Hold on. Do you mean like an expo, except people go there to be like, we have discovered new fuck tech? Like, you wouldn't believe the way we have learned to have sex in the past decade.
A little bit, yes.
Well, a little bit, yes, but mostly no. The point is, Sexpo is a different place than where I was. Sexpo is a place where you go and watch some sex stuff, whatever it might be, and yeah, it's an expedition. It's just basically hands off. Where I was yeah, you're part of it. It's basically just a festival of
part of it.
orgy.
Okay.
Were you the one holding the Sawzall
As I
dildo,
said,
or
I saw it used, so no, I wasn't part of it in any way other than audience.
You used
But yeah.
it? Thawed.
I saw it.
you
Saw
thought
it.
it used?
Yes. Anyway, sorry. A
This is
tangent
all
again.
on stream.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Hi, brother.
Hi, bro.
Hey, you're not
Do
sharing
these
the
things
story.
exist? You want to make your wife or girlfriend happy? There's your answer.
Power tool.
No, no wife.
Milwaukee Sawzo marital aid.
No wife. I have a headache today, but don't worry.
No rust guarantee.
And then the woman goes, well, guess what? I also have a headache today. And then she pulls out the counterpart, the Milwaukee Holzol, which is just an inverted version of it.
Yeah, it's basically just what's it called?
You shove them together like, honey, I'm so glad we can let the machines fuck for us.
Now we can watch and
push
both
the on
suffer.
button and they drive off, the two of them together into the street.
What is it called? The like man version of a dildo?
You mean a flashlight?
Flashlight. That's the word. Yeah, you just put a flashlight into that.
I am
flash
never
hustle?
putting my dick anywhere near a drill powered
Flash hustle?
flashlight.
Yeah, power tool. Yeah, period. It doesn't matter what's hooked onto it. I will not use a power tool near my parts. Oh goodness. Anyway, sorry, tangent again. But that was a.
That's all in
I
character by
just had
Dr.
some
Gorm.
flashback. Yeah, that's Gorm's wild view.
Yeah, Gorm starts explaining that, and then Guy Brush starts going, but what would be the female counterpart to that be?
And the others are like, you two deserve each other.
Yeah. Is this what you guys do when you go research?
This is what nerds do when they haven't had a proper relationship in years. Or alternatively, when you've been married for 40 years. One or the other. Powering through that, also in the
Powering
storage...
indeed.
Oh,
Yeah.
stop it, we're moving on. Also there, a set of 3 glass bottles with a corrosive warning label on it, which you have identified as sort of an acid version of a Molotov cocktail, apparently prepped in such a way in thin glass that you could just throw it at someone and have it melt. Why they're here, what they're for, who knows, but you're fairly certain if you mishandle these, you will just have a whole bunch of acid splashed on you, so maybe be careful and not just have them in your backpack where you accidentally then trip over and fall. Also, a set of British ECBA Enhanced Combat Body Armor in Desert Camouflage. There is no desert near here. And in the pockets of the strike plates, where you usually put ceramic plates for the high-velocity projectiles, are hardback copies of Peter F. Hamilton's 1997 novel, The Neutronian Alchemist. Also, there is a 1980s tape deck containing a tape labeled Star People. The battery compartment is ruined due to leaky old batteries, but there's an adapter cord so you could plug it into a power socket. There are also some miscellaneous observations from the area, but it's a too large set of notes to briefly summarize here.
Okay, I have 2 questions.
Yes.
I had a third one, but I figured out what ECBA is with a quick search.
Also, I just
Anyway.
told you, Enhanced Combat Body Armor.
But what does that mean?
Okay, well, fair enough. Well, what does that mean, since you read it?
I didn't read it. I just found the page, so I know how to figure it
Okay,
out. Anyway,
well, fucking tell us then.
Yeah, sure. As soon as I do. The questions first, though. So you said something had something. Oh, third question. Something had something inserted inside.
Right. A large chunk of rock on a pallet with something jammed into the side of it and some sort of mineral interweaving with the rock. And it's on a pallet, and there seems to be some paperwork next to it. So clearly this is important.
Yep. Clearly, this is what I'm interested the most, O'Gormis. Second, I don't think we have a geologist per se, but could I try to do it with a malus to archaeology? Is that
Yes.
kind of... Yeah. And the third question is, in the vein of archaeology, could I figure out how long ago this place was accessed by accumulation of dust and, you know, the batteries running out and everything?
A very quick indication would tell you that very recently. There is dust in the corners and whatnot. Clearly this place was something else in the past. But just with this stuff that's parked here now, some of it has been here way longer. And some of it, most of it, is incredibly recent. As if it was put here just for you.
It was accessed, but yeah, it seems like that was recent, but
Yes.
the battery has been dead for quite a long time, so it seems like an abandoned place that's been used by...
Yes, weirdly enough, the
government.
tape deck seems like it's been dusted off recently.
I point that out to somebody else to check it out, unless I'm the best mechanic around here. Sure.
You want
Those
me
are
to
my-
clean it?
The whole place? Oh yeah. In the end, we are kind of the antithesis of each other. I want everything preserved. You want everything cleaned.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
like, I have dug up this
There's a lot of nasty dust.
ancient Roman armor. Look, from all the dirt and grime, you can tell exactly what sort of combat it's been in. And now I will turn around for 1 second, and then you turn back, and it's just perfectly cleaned.
Spray.
I've cleaned.
No
No.
patina
No
at all.
Consuela, no Consuela. No Consuela. Stop.
I have removed evidence. No, I needed that evidence.
Yeah, it is
please
evidence. You've heard. I don't know if it twitches you at all or blips on your radar, but you know, Gorm will use evidence pretty often as like, this is evidence of this random civilization and the evidence of this king being here and stuff like that. Anyway, that's not pertaining to this particular conundrum we're in. So I could roll something if you want to tell me about these things. Anybody else have any ideas before I just hijack this whole thing?
As always, skills very much sort of point in the direction that an issue will be solved with. So you can use geology, you can just search the object, you can have archaeology skills, you can have military science skills or general science, but everything leads to some place slightly different. But you're examining the same object, so, you know.
So archaeology for me.
Yeah, go ahead, roll. And also, like we said, failure doesn't mean instantly the object explodes or something. Good.
Stone's gonna pack the demolitions and the rocket launchers. Who knows if we need them?
Yes, don't point them at the rock, please, as he's doing them. Meanwhile, you will make sure that the armor is taken care of, and the rocket launcher, and the grenades, and the whatnot. You're the weapons man, so I'm assuming you will take all of them. Add them to your sheet.
Probably need a list of all the laws and everything else. Thermite grenades.
Yes, well, like I said, 1 law, 6 thermite grenades, 3 glass bottles, 1 set of combat armor. Anyway, let's focus on the rock. The big chunk of heavy sandstone. Examining it, on one side of the sandstone, a military dog tag, badly warped and effaced, seems embedded into a patch of some other kind of mineral that has largely fused with the sandstone. Being an archaeologist expert, you recognize that the mineralized metal is some sort of alloy of copper, iron, and manganese, which you have seen before and know that it is a mineralized bit of dead animal, probably mammalian, as you think you see traces of fur. And if you want to tell details, you would probably need to bring it to a lab to do some carbon dating. But just a quick little estimate is mineralization like this takes a few million years. So it's a pretty old piece. Additionally, you're probably trying to take a look at that dog tag in there.
Yep.
Because it is mangled and partly in there, not all of it is properly readable. So I will simply put the text of the thing in there, and you can tell me what you think that says.
Mm-hmm.
Age Athan Few 542 Ni.
What's the
Meanwhile, did you have all the information for the...
Nope. I've been typing in notes.
Okay. Meanwhile, Agent Stone, do you have all the information you need for the stuff? Do you pack it in a big backpack? Is your reward for crawling through the pipe?
Yeah, I have it all.
Good.
Neatly packed.
Good. In any situation in the future, you can just be like, oh god, there's a monster. I pull out a rocket launcher. Oh, right, we have that.
Yep.
It's going to be funny to bring it through customs on your way back. But that's why you go places by car.
2 questions. How big was the chunk of mineral?
It is the size of like half a meter squared.
Okay.
Not something you can just pick up and lift out of here. Like you all of you would need to collectively move this and then have a truck ready to go. It's not something you just quickly move out of here.
When we asked the handler before we left, what was the name of this operation? Code name?
I don't think he mentioned a specific operation, actually, now that you think of it. It just says the agents arrive and get to work. Let's see, agents arrive, receive briefing, coroner, yada 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 yada. No, normally they give it a name. So I'm gonna go with the label it has as just the general indication, which is extremophilia. But I don't think if you go to the environmental investigators and say like, "Hey, we are on Operation Extremophilia,"
No.
So you're free to name it what you want.
The reason I asked was to get a title to under which to actually write anything. What was the last one?
Operation Lead Chip
Operation
Eater. Operation Paint Drinker.
What was the last one?
I don't think that one
Haunted
had an
House?
operation either, honestly.
Yeah, so Operation Haunted House.
Operation Haunted House, yeah. I mean, officially it was called Music from a Dark Room. But then who names these fucking operations? It's very much, hey, we think there's some creepy shit happening. Could you go check it out? Like, why would that be given an operation name?
Operation Don't Fuck It Up. considering our last mission before that.
Operation Aliens, don't fuck it up. Actually, the one that you fucked up, that was the last real operation that you were involved in. Which begs the question, are you even on operation since then? Or are you just on a weird cleanup and investigation duty where they hope that you die?
Yeah, that checks out. Yep. Okay, so we have bunch. Gob of course goes on a ramble about how what interesting minerals and how long ago. Oh yeah, mammal tissue. Parentheses, probably millions of years old. This needs to be carbon dated immediately.
You try and take a very small sample that can then be used for carbon dating.
Carbon dating. Yeah. So yeah, from the right layer. Are they on the same layer? Because half a meter. It's a lot of rock. So
it's a lot of rock.
So are they about in the same, like parallel, the same layer of dirt? Yeah, infused.
The infusion part. I mean,
Okay.
it sort of weaves through it. The cutout is pretty much around where the infusion is. So you're free to just stab into a part from the side and scrape some. I mean, how would you? Sandstone you can scrape easily enough, but the mineral stuff not quite as easily. You would need to take like a chisel a small bit of it, or take the drill. And just go,
What was the name of the? What was the name of the guy that was involved in the blue goo?
Oh, that's a while ago.
That's a while ago. We
I
should
need
really
to look it up. Which guy? There was a lot of guys involved.
Well, the guy who then turned into the blue goo monster.
Oh,
So
okay.
I wrote it
So
down in
not
that
an actual.
in the group notes, but that isn't. It's just the.
I mean, and even which one? Like the original guy? The
original
was
guy.
The blue goo guy?
Yeah,
Oh.
the one who was
Doctor
the
that
blue
got
goo guy.
infected?
No, just the blue goo guy.
I don't know. I'd need to look it up too. This is why you have notes. Also, you've been drinking heavily, so you've suppressed this information.
Weirdly takes.
How about the name of this operation? I recommend Operation Deadweight.
Cool. All right. Operation
Nice.
starts. Operation Deadweight. Who's the dead weight in this operation? You are.
We will find out.
Can we roll if I fall asleep on that cue?
Yes. In fact, I'm gonna say because it's funny, it happens.
Yay!
Operation Deadweight.
Matteo infuses.
That's
Just
also
slept
not
weight.
how we spell operation.
So, what I was trying to find out, like, because the layers of rock accumulate over time, like, you can really tell a lot by how deep into the rock the whatever artifact is, or fossil.
Yes.
So, is the dog tag and the ancient fur nearby each other? In like
yes, as in the dog tag is jammed
Horizontal.
into the ancient fur.
into. Okay.
In fact, if you check out the dog tag, and with your collective knowledge of stuff, the tag is for a Navy draftee. You do some research in Ancestry and veterans databases. But you're pretty sure if you were to spend some time that you'd be able to pull out someone in particular. The dog tag itself looks like it's from not the recent style, maybe somewhere like in the 50s.
Would Nathan be able to know?
Yes, that's why I'm just giving you the information, which is you look at it and you're like, well, I mean, this is not the modern style of dog tags. I think that's what they used in the Navy about that time. You know, you've got military experience. You know at the very least what current dog tags look like. You can see it's weathered. It's not super recent. But it's also not like, oh, ancient. There was a time traveler millions of years ago who was in the military. Dr. Caveman.
So, with the archaeology role of my character, would my character know that fur doesn't preserve that long? It would be oil instead. So it's probably just was ripped off from something and the dog tag just jammed it in. Or would that be meta knowledge at this point?
I mean, that's not so much meta knowledge. From what you can tell, this dog tag is, embedded in such a way it didn't just sit here as a block and then someone jammed the tag into it. That much you can tell.
Nathan will basically write down the names on the dog tags and the serial numbers if it comes useful later on.
Yes, yep. You have bits and pieces from the text what's legible. Also, there's some paperwork next to it that apparently looks at that exact same thing and tried to write that down too. Someone just sat down with a magnifying glass and really tried to read the parts that were legible for a while.
Oh.
Is there anything near them which would give indication that why are they here?
This particular block? Nope, doesn't seem like it. It's also quite possible this was just a storage place for, miscellaneous operation. There is, however, also some paperwork next to the tape recorder where it talks about how Ghost Mountain can be miscellaneous places, as it's mentioned in the Enzo Borogo Desert, California, Papua New Guinea, South Africa, among others. And then they just list a whole bunch of places that are called Ghost Mountain. You don't know why they're talking about Ghost Mountain, but apparently they write that down. It's right next to the tape recorder, so you figured it has something to do with that. You look at the tape, it has a label on it called The Star People.
Why do I feel that these Delta Green operations would need some more clarity? We are wasting time. There could be just instruction for us what to do and what
it would be helpful if it was something like, hey, if you found your way here, this particular clue is for you. You're right. That would be incredibly useful.
This is nonsense.
Apparently, they like keeping people in the dark to a degree where it's like, we're just going to take 2 operations, or 3 or 4, you don't know. We need gear that allows us to break into a bank. Okay, we'll store it here. Also, we've been excavating a time traveler plot, so we're going to store our big time travel rock here. Also, we have something that might have to do with, mystical space aliens, so we're going to put that over here. Yeah, this tape, that's just for them. Don't take it, please, for your bank robbery operation. And then the bank robbers just go, oh, well, I guess we need this rock to break into the bank. Take it with you, Jim. And this'll be our mixtape.
The only thing missing here is us just role-playing the same way. We just start giving super cryptic, or keeping super cryptic just notes.
Well, reminder, It's a role-playing game, so fucking role-play.
Exactly, and they did say in the booklet that we should try to keep everything code named and everything like that. So yeah, Star People. So we should make notes out of these to be notes on pyramid scheme. And you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, we figured out this has something to do with ancient Egyptian mummies. So. Ooh.
And then 2 sessions from then we'll be like, what the fuck were we writing?
What are these notes?
We
this isn't what happened in this session at all.
Yeah. The common theme of Sunday games are, I'm so tired, I'm so hungover, and then try decoding our own notes in that state 2 weeks
That
later.
is
Like,
not
what
my
the
fault. You guys keep playing drunk and hungover.
No, but that's my point. Like it might not be the best idea to super code up our own notes where half
Gee,
the group
Hans,
is
why
always
do you
at
make
least
the-
super tired and drunk.
Why did you make the fucking campaigns all so straightforward and brain dead, where it's just going into a room and killing everyone? That's not the campaign. That's just Plan B. You just happen to always choose Plan B because it's nice and straightforward. You could either make a plan for 2 hours and then toss it aside into the garbage, or you could just immediately run in and kill everyone.
So we do both. We go in,
Yeah.
we try to kill them all, we retreat, then we plan for 2 hours, and we do the same thing again.
Yeah, and then we end up killing them all anyway.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to take these weapons and explosives to the car. I'll be right back. Like Nate's just going to take
Great.
the explosives, the rockets, everything, and start to pack them in the car. He doesn't want to listen any tape which has a name like a starfish or something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
That is just ridiculous.
for all you guys know, when you listen to this tape, you know, you could be infected with an alien brain virus and learn a whole bunch of unnatural skill and lose a whole bunch of sanity. You've done this song and dance before. It's like the
We
most
have.
innocent looking object here. That's probably gonna fuck your brain up. It's knowledge.
Yeah, Nathan's
It's-
out if it comes.
Yeah, it's like a C cassette, right? Or whatever. It's like an audio file, not an.
Yeah,
Not
a
a,
1980 tape
video.
deck. So I believe it's a cassette tape, not an 8-deck tape. There's a few different brands of tape. So I'm gonna say cassette tape.
Okay. Yeah, I can listen to it.
I can listen to it.
You're just curious,
But
like,
they-
but it might break your mind. Yes.
But we were pointed out towards this place for this mission, so it
Yeah.
must be relevant.
I mean,
Must be.
they wouldn't put something here that explicitly drives their agents crazy, right? As much as they do with green boxes, they tend to not do that. This is just stuff gathered
Yeah.
by the various other operatives.
Yeah, or at least there would be a label like super dangerous, don't listen. Also, we should probably check the notes next to the tape recorder in case it says just that. Don't listen.
Necronomicon, do not read. No, really, don't read.
Yeah.
As you know, notes, as soon as we have discovered the 5 keys of Solomon, then we can toss this in the fire of the Lord that will spawn in the new temple. Until then, keep safe. It's like, what the fuck does that mean?
You don't happen to mean the honeypotricon?
The what?
The honeypotricon? It's the honeypot that every new agent is sent out to be lured into a trap, and that this guy would have been too curious, so luckily we
Right.
have the honeypotricon.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, true. I mean, you guys all had something like that as well when you were being selected, and it just had a big fat book on it that says, do not read, contains ancient eldritch knowledge that will drive you mad, and then, you saw one of your other teammates go right up to it and start reading it, and then, later that day, you had to execute him. But, it was his own fault, and he was a real asshole after he read that book. That's why you have a certain amount of points in unnatural skill. But we don't talk about the recruitment missions. Those are very sad.
Yeah, you don't want to remember the boot camp.
The
Good old
accidental
days.
boot camp. Anyway, does Tortilla also listen to the tape?
Tia's sleeping, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm asleep now.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
he's
You fell
sleeping
asleep
on
on the
the-
phone.
on
Did
the
no one
block
wake him up? Did Stone just walk out like, I've had enough of this, I'm leaving?
I might have moved him off of the block, but no wake him up.
Okay, you just shove him up, and he falls on the floor. Still sleeping. Well, he'll be asleep until we're done listening to this at least. We'll take him with us when we leave.
I also tell Gorm to maybe take dust from beneath the block. or around it, just in case this is relevant to our case and contains high amounts of those dangerous heavy metals. You never know.
Which we would be breathing in right now, and especially if it's radioactive, we might be infected already. Why did I bring a hazmat suit here?
Well, what if we got hazmat-y? What if things get hazardous? What if that rock was poisonous? You don't know that. What if you're all exposed to heavy metal poisoning right now?
Oh, of course. As long as I'm investigating the rock, I will have my plastic gloves on.
Right. Well, hopefully they'll protect you.
Yeah. But anyway, yep.
That reminds me.
We should probably check the
oh, good.
tape.
Anyway, the tape deck. Tape labeled Star People, battery compartment ruined, leaky batteries, but there's an adapter cord to be plugged into a power socket. Would there be a power socket in this storm shelter? I don't know.
Usually they do have.
That's a fair question.
If you're like preppers, they like their amenities.
Who's paying for the power bill of this? Would this place just be hooked up to the electrical grid? Is the question.
Usually, yes.
They
but if
they just tap into a line somewhere without telling anyone.
But they have an alternative way, like a generator usually.
How did we? You look outside, and just above it is just a giant solar panel array. How did we not see this place?
Probably
hooked
not
into
solar.
The ranches.
Probably not solar, because these guys usually are conservatives and against green power of any kind. But
green backup power.
Yes, exactly. It needs to be a one that uses a lot
don't
of
use
gasoline.
dead animals. I ain't using it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, okay. So you check in the behind the corner, and you see a deer-powered generator that requires that you put in a deer carcass and it'll generate power. With one electrical socket. You plug it in and you go, all right, this can operate our tape deck at like 80% power.
Yeah, it takes like half a deer to power through this tape.
Yeah, okay, so the machine liquidizes the deer and then runs on liquid deer. You do it and you listen to the tape. You decide never to speak of this weird deer-powered machine again. The tape is an early 1980 recording of an unidentified Cree man talking about and then singing a Star People song. He says the song is meant to be sung to the Metusisan Asunuk, the Sweat Lodge rocks, the Pleiades. The Cree people came down to Earth, that lodge as spirits, and then took human form. Sometimes the Star People come down and share wisdom, or take people with them up to the stars. Sing it someplace up high. The Ghost Mountain might be best. Pressed for more during an interview on the tape, he dismissively says that the Star People can't be described. Some legends say they look like stars, come down to visit. The Star People are great people. They haven't been on Earth in a very long time, like my people. Who knows what shape they will take?
The Scientology.
I'm just going to put that entire conversation as a description, because if you ask me what the fuck did he just say, then I'm going to have to just reread this. So
Nathan will start to smoke on the car. No Harriet going back. He has his guns. He's very happy.
Yeah, he's thinking to himself, they're probably listening to some bullshit pseudo-science.
He will put some old hard rock playing on the car.
People.
Like a don 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 don.
Look like star, behave like people.
Yeah, and then he sings the Star People song, which is "There's a star man waiting in the sky."
Yep. That's where I
He'd
went
like
to.
to come and meet us, but and in fact, you realize now that you're listening to the guy in the interview, like that voice sounds somewhat familiar as well. It's like the Cree people came down to Earth and took the forms of spirits.
That would be freaky.
They haven't been at us in a long time, baby. Who knows what shape they'll take? You get the feeling you know this Starman singing person, but you can't quite put your finger on it.
Yeah.
Also, the entire text is there, and yes, that is incomprehensible gobbledygook.
Which is why we probably don't need to roll for sanity, because it's just random.
If you don't understand it, it can drive you insane.
It might drive you mad.
Yeah, true. Either way.
For some reason, the spell check doesn't understand the word undescribable, but it's a word, so yeah.
So, what are the Cree? Is that like a native tribe or?
Yes. Yeah. You're aware that the Cree are a group of people that claim a bunch of bullshit about their heritage. Dr. Gorm will be able to fill you in on that one.
Ooh, yeah. They're pretty much the ones who own half Vegas, you know?
Right.
Not sure. Not actually sure. IRL.
We're going with
if
it.
That's true, you know.
They own all the banks in Vegas. They're the Star's chosen people. Vegas was promised to them 3 million years ago.
By a person called John Smith.
No, that's in Utah. That's the Mormons.
Oh, oops, sorry, mixing up my bullshit.
They're going like, no, the angel people who came from the sky. And then they sing their song, there's an angel waiting in the sky. Except it's not sung by David Bowie, it's just sung by some guy, so it's not as good.
Oh.
Or some other, alien space song. Either way, you make note of it. Do you take it with you?
Ooh.
I imagine if you want to play the tape deck, you probably should have taken it with you in the first place and then played it in the car, because the deer generator was a figment of your imagination.
There was also a book about the Star People in the combat suit or something.
The suit in particular, well, do you say about the Star People? It is a hardback copy of Peter F. Hamilton's 1997 novel, The Neutronian Alchemist.
Right, yes.
Which
I'll actually... Yeah. I'll take that as well. Very carefully put it in a plastic bag. Because it's an old thing. Because I'm a forensics guy, once again, rubber gloves. Don't touch anything to leave finger grease or fingerprints on.
Right. Which is the question, what do you actually know about this book, and do you spend time reading it?
Later, I will, especially because we are dealing with chemicals and heavy metal poisoning and stuff like that, which at least to Guybrush is like, okay, well, the name indicates alchemy, and alchemy was a bogus science before science became a thing, dealing with heavy metals like lead and stuff like that, experiments, so it might be more helpful in our investigation.
Don't call it just bogus. You do realize, our modern medicine has a basis on it, chemistry itself.
Right,
course,
but when you start trying to when you try to transmute lead to gold and invent immortality, that part is definitely bogus.
Definitely bogus, yes. But other things aren't. The herbal medicine, it's just turned into a medicine, into the medicine.
Right. But by today's standards, a lot of it is bogus and superstition.
Oh,
from which
yes, it's
actual
it's become a more fringe thing nowadays. But yes. more things are being found. things like acupuncture, they actually work, and we don't know why. And it's called occult, and it's not always a bad thing.
Oh, cult.
Dr.
Yes, I
Gorm's
have
been
to
going
put
on
the-
about that a lot. Like, he's convinced everything is a cult these days.
Yeah.
You've been listening to this in the past few hours on the way here. He's apparently been reading a book on it. You dismiss it as being him just still processing all the shit that happened last time.
Also,
I mean, considering some of the books we've read.
Also, thank you for bagging it for me, but could I take care of it? I'm kind of the books guy here, I think.
No, I intend to read it myself.
That book could have special information about the reality of the universe in it. You don't know. He's treating it as if it's just some cheap science fiction novel.
Yeah, exactly. Why? You just call it bogus, so I could actually read it first. Tell you if it's bogus, because I know something about these things. I am a chemist after all, as I said.
I mean,
you can have it afterwards. It's fine.
no, I intend to read it. I mean, you have the tape, and he points to the large stack of. You can read those. I'm just curious about this because even though many of the less scientific parts of alchemy are bogus, a lot of it, like you said, is the basis of our modern science, and I am curious to see whether or not any of it has any bearing to our patients or the target of our investigations condition.
Yes. I mean, while I get it,
On the sharing the workload.
Everyone was just sort of doing their best with what they have, but saying it's the basis for modern science is also sort of saying, like, people banging rocks together is the basis for our modern science.
I know. Yeah,
Yes.
yep. Well, but at the moment, to talk to Gorm, it clearly means that he has to at least pretend to give it some credit to get anywhere.
Right.
Like, right, you've been going on about this for a while now. I'll say what I think you
Anyway.
want to hear to get you off my case.
Either way, that concludes the investigation of the green box.
Except for a couple of things I'd like to ask. First of all, they mention Matu-Tisan Asiniuk. Is that something I've heard before? Or Star People themselves? Well, that's so vague that never mind. But do I know specifically from Cree lore what Star People might be pointing to?
From his own description and the song, it seems so incredibly vague as to just refer to some spirit or, extraterrestrial that they claim, some otherworldly being that they claim contact with. There's 1,000,001 stories like that.
Also, well, do I know what might be the other super vague thing, the Ghost Mountain?
Right,
place might
roll
be?
me anthropology.
All right. Success.
Okay, there's a lot of places called Ghost Mountain, especially when you account for translation. You're aware that there's all sorts of places like that. But considering the area of the world you're in, you are aware that only a few hundred kilometers south from here is a place called Devil's Tower, Wyoming, which in a different language would be referred to as Ghost Mountain. And it's sometimes
share
called
that.
Ghost Mountain specifically in Lakota and Cree stories.
There we go. Okay. Good. But yeah, okay, sure. The Star People is vague. That happened to be something, but Matu-Tisan Asiniuk sounds very specific.
Yeah. In fact, map's going to get slightly extended from here, and we'll say.
Well, there seems to be Matutis and Asinu.
Yeah,
The Sweat Lodge rocks seem to be the thing. So sauna stones of the Cree people. If I read that right. Devil.
I mean, devil, parentheses, tower.
Yeah, the sweat lodge.
That's the devil's sauna. You gotta collect all the 7 devil sauna stones, and then you can take a sauna there. And make a wish.
Wow, is this this episode we finally get to actually go to sauna together as a group? No!
Oh, because you gotta collect 7 of them. You think they're gonna do that in one episode?
Oh, no. Okay, not the session, but the adventure, I meant.
Oh, maybe. Also, there is nothing stopping you from driving to one of the nearby cities and going to a sauna there. Of course, it's an American sauna, and therefore will suck compared to your delicate Finnish sauna sensibilities.
Exactly, that's why we need to build our own with the Matuti-san icy nuke rituals.
We have collected these radioactive stones that, for mysterious reasons, have radiated heat for thousands of years. And we put these in the special obsidian brazier inside this wooden shack with poor ventilation that will instantly fill it with superheated steam, turning almost into plasma. And then the temperature will be almost right for us.
Depending on weather, of course.
Depending on
even
the
a couple
weather.
of degrees. Yeah,
It's fine. We'll just open the door and waft it a little bit to adjust. You know, we're not that picky. We can just sort of hardball it slightly.
Slightly.
Finns be going into a nuclear reactor be like, I can take a sauna here.
So that's the actual, like, guess or deduction?
Yes.
It's just basically a sauna, okay.
Wait, what? No.
What?
You know what? Fuck it, yes. Fuck it, yes. If you're gonna take me seriously, then sure, write that down in your notes. That'll be a funny surprise for us a few sessions from now.
Okay, sure, I did it. It's done.
This is a prank we're playing on future us.
Yes. Because when I checked the group notes and I'm like, what? Well, that's it.
Good.
We just need to create plasma.
Plasma.
Oh, and also apparently I had a picture of the green room. We got stuck in conversation about the thing, so.
Oh yeah.
Room full of trash and miscellaneous bits and bobs.
Oh, it's that big, the rock. Ooh. It's like person-sized.
So just to reiterate, the rock has a calcified remnants of fur sticking out of it that looks like an animal has merged.
A fossilized chunk of animal, which, you know, you're not an archaeologist, so you don't tell the specifics, but Gorman informs you that, yeah, no, this is what happens when something fossilizes. It just, you know, not everything turns into a skeleton. Sometimes if it's like compressed and put in a certain situation, it just sort of gets pushed into mush, and then minerals slowly take its places, and then you get a pattern like this.
Right. But the dog tags they're not like fossilized in there. It's just someone has jammed that into the rock. Or does that seem like it too has merged with the rock?
I mean, it's entangled into the rock where it's not easy for you to tell which. It's in the rock. You can't just pull it out. Okay. It's quite possible that this was in the rock when they pulled it out. You don't know.
Okay.
In fact, now your brain starts thinking, what if this was like, you know, something that they dug out of the ground and got time traveled back into the past? And then it was there for millions of years. But then you would probably expect the dog tag to be worn slightly more.
Yeah, probably.
Or maybe some other weird alien thing happened where it got teleported into the ground and then they carved it out. And then they, you know, all that was left of the person is a pile of mineralized mush and a dog tag. And they were like, look, it's the teleported person we lost 10 years ago. Or
this-
maybe the aliens have learned to replicate dog tags.
Oh.
And they've been
shit.
spraying them all over the place. The aliens are actually humans from the future who still use
are
dog
we-
tags.
As opposed to
dealing with a-
theorizing.
With a Bigfoot again. It's the Bigfoot Navy person.
Yeah. No, but
Maybe.
as opposed to theorizing how it came to, I'm like more trying to sort of go back to what does it look like they are like attached to the stone, or it's just an object that looks like someone has added to it? Like more of a something merged with the stone and they're partially like in it? Or just
50-50. You
angled.
honestly can't tell properly.
Okay.
I don't have a picture to show you. So all I have is
Yeah,
the
but-
description that it's halfway sticking out of it.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Of course, if you were to investigate the dog tag, you might find some more stuff. Because you would have time after this also, I'm going to say that Agent Stone would most likely, trace the numbers on that dog tag, which would at the very least easily confirm that with the date and numbers, you would be talking about Jonathan Matthew Woodrich, serial number 3321542, one of the sailors who died in a boiler explosion during the fitting out of the USS Eldridge on October 18th, 1943. The Eldridge went on to serve as a destroyer escort from 44 to 46 when it was decommissioned. But you're also aware that there are conspiracy theories about this ship and that it supposedly vanished during an experiment in 1943, only to be replaced by a ship with the exact same name as a cover-up. So, your crazy humans from the future, time travel, teleportation idea. There's so many fucking bullshit stories about that. It's a rabbit hole in and of itself, and you would need to ask your Delta Green handler about that, who will then tell you that's not for you to know.
Yeah. Don't dig into it.
Don't dig into that shit. I can feel your sanity points about to slip if I start talking about this, so let's just not. Did you put the plastic cover back on the rock where you found it? Good. That's not for you. I mean, they could put that sticker on every object, and they're just not for you, not for you, not
Yeah.
for you. This one's for you. They really should tell you, like, hey, you're gonna go to this storage, you're looking for this object. That would help.
Yes, that would help. Okay. Group notes. Right after Agent Tortilla is very EP, I will write with caps. Ask what's basically needed from green rooms. There we go.
What do we need in here? Oh. I don't know what else bullshit they put in there. Or which is actually helpful. This is the various agents who were like, hey, this was an interesting story that sort of mentions a place that I think someone else mentioned. I talked to a psychic. He said you will need this item. It's difficult. And then the handler also listens to that. Look, if I go into detail with all of these things, I'm going to be driven crazy. So that's what you guys are there for.
Yeah.
We talked to an ancient Creole mystic who said that the prophecy will come true and the new baby Jesus will be born and he will ascend to heaven. Okay. And there's this other guy who claims that that's going to happen, next year. Then it will happen too. But, the Kree crazies are talking about everything at once, so it's very difficult for a Delta Green operative to know which is really important. So instead, you just sort of collect everything, and then go, well, this seems useful at the very least, and this seems vaguely related and might be a thing. That's the problem with going to the green room first. You don't really know what's important yet. You're gonna go talk to someone at the sheriff's office, and they're like, yeah, this big rock fell from the sky and landed on top of someone. It was perfectly square. It looked like someone cut it out or something. It had this dog tag in the side of it. What do you mean fell from the sky? Yeah, landed on top of the deputy the day before. He was fine, except he was like, ah, man, I crave heavy metals now. You don't know that yet. Or maybe you'll never know it, because I made it the fuck up.
I think we'll never know that.
Anyway, that's the stuff that Tortilla says in his sleep. You kick him awake, you go out to the car where Agent Stone is, and then you head out.
Fifth smoke is burning.
The fifth smoke.
Yes.
It's been a lot of bullshit.
Yeah, listening, like, what is that song, like, from the Supernatural, the theme song? On repeat.
Wrong couple.
Have you gone wayward, son?
Yeah. That
Oh
one.
yeah. Oh, it was Carry On.
Yeah,
Carry On.
Holy crap! Random Kansas.
Are we done? Can we go?
Yes, you are done with the green room.
Hey, nice of you to wait for us, Agent Backdoor.
Nice of
Agent
you to
Backdoor.
wake me up. What did we find?
You tell Agent Tortilla what you found. Or what you
Yes.
want to tell him.
Okay. More evidence dust.
Evidence dust. Yes.
Then Agent Tortilla turns around and collects all the dust.
Oh, not this
Okay,
one.
actually-
This is a sample.
That's why it has a little sample bag, so he can't clean it.
No.
He washes the bag.
The rock
He's
is just
clean.
gone.
No more dust.
Rock clean now. Got rid of trash.
But now,
Yes, where to now? Logical part would be the dead body.
Yeah. I'm thinking of that as well.
Or just general the police department to see where exactly the guy has been in the last few days, to see if there's anything in particular that he interacted with.
I thought Stone had a plan. What was it? Green box, then wife or something?
Wife.
Yep. All right. So next would be the home of the deceased and his wife, and the small child that comes running up and says, "Hello, I am small child. I am here because the wife is here. That is my father who had died from the horrible toxic thing."
Is Daddy home yet? Oh no.
The doctor said,
Oh,
"Oh
did you
yes, they
bring
will bring
Daddy
Daddy home. All okay. Did you bring him back yet, Senor?"
No, Diabito, roll back to kitchen.
I'm sorry. Is your child's name Diabetor?
What? No. Why would I talk in English to my child?
Diabetor in Spanish?
Diabito. It's a Family Guy sketch.
No, Diabito, roll out now.
And then he inhales a Snickers bar and levitates himself away with his diabetes powers.
No, he just rolls off. Literally. He just goes, oh, and rolls out of the door.
Okay, the Jacob family. The body of Jacob is currently at the county coroner's office, but his family, particularly his widow, Christine Jacob, is at their home. The other officers, I mean, you wouldn't have even talked yet to the police department, so you wouldn't know certain things.
Yep.
Like, you know who's dead, but you don't even have the file on them yet, so talking to the police department to get certain information kind of makes sense, but you know their name, so technically you could bureaucracy their home if you want to avoid the police department. But you're FBI, you have no particular reason to avoid the police department this time.
Yeah. And it would make sense to get the information that the cops have, so we don't ask the same questions and seem suspicious. We're like, but the cops already asked us. Oh,
Dear
yeah.
FBI, give us your info.
But
Yes, the agent will mostly deal with the Lewis and Clark County Sheriff's Office, where the guy was a deputy. It is also the main contact where the environmental investigations were being coordinated for the state of Montana. If it makes sense that you're going there, then we'll start there. The Lewis and Clark County Sheriff's Office, based in Helena, and has resident officers in smaller towns of Lincoln and Augusta. It has 43 sworn-in officers, as well as 36 non-sworn-in civilian personnel spread out over detention, technical, administrative, and other support functions, including one forensic science technician who is responsible for the lawful processing of the miscellaneous evidence. Patrol captain, 5 sergeants supervise patrol deputies. 17 patrol deputies work 3 shifts with a minimum of 2 officers on shift at all time. They cover more than 9,000 square kilometers, including many campgrounds and water recreation areas. Some deputies are assigned to special tasks like bomb squad or a tactical team, or the Missouri River Drug Task Force, which works with other county municipal forces and the DEA. Some deputies are assigned full-time to small towns under contract. 4 deputies under a sergeant are criminal investigators who work weekday shifts, though one is on call at any given time. Deputies work with civilian volunteers in the Clark Search and Rescue. The sheriff's office owns a search and rescue helicopter equipped with a FLIR camera to pick up heat signatures in case of emergencies. Like many police agencies, the Lewis and Clark Sheriff's Office is plagued by political pressure and constant infighting from all these various agencies and forces that all want a piece of them to cooperate. Even not too long ago, some stupid agency showed up and demanded they got to use their camera with the FLIR and the helicopter to look for some weird blob monster that supposedly roamed the countryside. And they had to explain to them, like, gasoline doesn't grow on trees for these things. What the fuck is a weird blob monster you want to look us for, and what are these credentials? And what do you mean a train splattered some toxic goo all over the place and we have to clean it up? Lots of political bullshit. The main sheriff, Leo Potter, age 55, is wary and protective of local interests. The undersheriff, Jason Pullman, age 36, is a reliable man and somewhat of a political operator. And there's all sorts of patrol captains and other agents that you might come in contact with and will briefly introduce themselves and be talked about when mentioned. Patrol Captain Chris Colbert, Patrol Sergeant Eura Weiss, Investigation Sergeant Eric Hayes, Forensic Science Technician Chad. And I'm sure you will ask them the main reason you're there about Deputy Jacob. Obviously, we could roleplay a whole bunch of stuff to get here, but, you know, if you're ultimately here, you go there, you introduce yourself. Hello, I am FBI man. We are in to investigate the dead guy. Do you have some info for us? Yeah, sure. Here's the file on the thing we have so far.
yes.
You know, let's skip the foreplay. Last time, the police was in no way, shape, or form willing to cooperate with you guys. In this case, yeah, they're very cooperative. They just don't really have a lot of manpower to spare, but they're fully cooperative. About Deputy Jacob, one of the people in this app. They're all very interested to know what the fuck happened, as this was one of theirs. Fred Jacob's colleagues say that he was a conscientious, responsible public servant. He often went fishing with Sergeant Hayes. Jacob's wife, Christina, was 7 months pregnant when he died. And he would often say, like, oh my god, I'm going to be a father really soon. Can you believe it? Just 2 more months till I'm a father. And then a red flag would wave over his head. All agree that his death was senselessly tragic. Deputy Jacob had very limited history on social media. none of it pertinent to the operation. Technically savvy agents might want to look into his cell phone use, which also reveals nothing in particular, but his daily use dropped off significantly a few days before he fell ill. If the situation is discussed, Sergeant Hayes will remember that. Jacob joking that he could never really figure out his phone. And now they wondered if he had begun feeling unwell maybe way sooner than they had realized. And they start discussing, oh, but we saw signs of something or another. They start hypothesizing. The investigation that has already happened, and where they were looking for any possible leads, is one in particular that sort of caught their attention as they were going, well, so stuff that they've done recently is a dash cam footage of someone that they couldn't identify a few days ago. You know, he's a deputy. He has interaction with people all the time, and generally they know pretty well who's who. But sometimes you just talk to someone and it's like, oh, hey, just someone asking for directions. You don't necessarily have your body cam on. You don't necessarily who someone is. So you try to create sort of a net of, well, the last week he was in contact with these 100 individuals. Nothing particularly weird happened. One incident sort of stands out as you go over the various body cam and dash cam footage that you have, where a man is on the side of the road out in the cold without a coat, soaking wet from the rain. You can tell he's Caucasian, somewhere either in his 30s or 40s, wearing business attire, looking kind of pale, and doesn't look like a drifter. So the deputy checks on the man and pulls over. Apparently the man sounds confused. His face isn't on video. And couldn't remember his identity or history. So Jacob bundled the man into his emergency blanket and talked to him for a bit. And he walked the man to the car to sit in the back seat. Just sort of, talk to him without restraining him or anything. And then suddenly the man got violently ill, as in first he vomited a whole bunch. And a bunch of it got on Deputy Jacob. And there's a bunch of cursing. And then he said he's going to call the fire department and get paramedics to help the man. And then the man stopped him, saying, no, it's fine, it's just drunk. And the man told Jacob to forget about all of it and just let him go, and he'll just wander his way home. Then Jacob stood weirdly still and just sort of agreed and was like, yeah, all right, fine, you look like you know what you're talking about, and just stood there silently, sort of watched the man leave, and then got back in his car and just, ignored the incident and went on with his day. Which is still weird. He's supposed to report that in.
Was there any noticeable behavioral changes after that incident, or the date when that recording was taken? Like, did the other officers notice that his behavior started changing, or?
Did you say it was the day before, or?
The incident in question with the dash cam was about a week. Let's see if it has the exact date.
Okay.
Oh, not even a week. An unusual public contact 3 days before his death.
Okay.
They remember it because he had come into the department stinking of vomit. He then had to go home and change his uniform.
Okay.
Yeah. The official reaction is that his colleagues who watched the video saw it and they thought, yeah, this is a fucking weird situation. Reactions vary. Hayes says that Jacob's behavior in the video is very uncharacteristic, that normally he would, process it properly. But he also thinks the deputy must have already been suffering enough from the other shit that happened that day, or just wasn't feeling up to it. and just said, I don't want to deal with this. It happens often enough. The sheriff and the other sheriff don't commit to any particular explanation, though, as they're pretty certain he wasn't sick at the time. They've been looking for a way to...
take a look at the body cam footage and...
Yes.
And, about that cell phone of his, where would that be right now? Would you still... Do you guys still have it?
They would. I mean, let's see. If he's dead, he would have it. Would he had it on him if he was just found? Because he was found in his bed. And if you find someone and then you call a medic and then you take him away, you wouldn't exactly then grab their cell phone and take it. So it would probably just still be in his home.
Gotcha.
So, did the vomiting happen? Was it outside of the car, or had he taken the guy into the car?
The guy was sitting on the back seat, feet outside of the car, door open, and then he vomited, which was where the deputy was standing.
Right. Has the car been cleaned since?
Oh, that's a decent question. It has not been cleaned as far as anyone's aware of. At the very least, the worst of the vomit's been taken out, but it hasn't had some sort of a deep clean.
Okay. So at which point Guybrush would be like, well, would it be possible for us to check the car out just in case?
Yeah, sure.
He hopes to find maybe traces of the vomit to analyze it to see if it contains the same heavy metals and traces that were found in the body.
Sure, no problem. That's a good idea. Yeah, maybe we can find that. It's been cleaned a little bit, as in he scooped out the vomit at the time. You don't want your vehicle smelling of vomit nonstop. But there might be traces left.
Yeah, I figured it out.
If you're lucky.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the vomit was sort of on him.
Right, but splatters or something like that getting stuck on like the door linings or something. But yeah, I do enlist our professional specialist cleaners help to find find traces of yucky goop.
Consumed by the gringo.
Let's see. So the plan is send Mateo to that car, which is just a police patrol car.
Well, I'll join him there, but
and
yeah.
if you can find anything on it.
Yeah, traces of the vomit to then analyze with the other samples that we now have to see if it is the source of those heavy metals.
Okay.
Like that's the secret reason.
Since this is Mateo's speciality, I think he would be able to find something if there is still something there. But I'm not sure what, and since you're helping him, he would have the +20, but I'm not entirely sure what check it would be. I guess search. If you have something else that you think would be better for it, tell me, and then we'll roll with that.
Cleaning/sanitation.
That's fair. Yeah.
I got three more points in it.
Cleaning sanitation +20 because you have help. Roll it. Woo! You find on the back seat several splotches where clearly the vomit had landed. And while, the worst chunks have clearly been sort of brushed off, and then with a wet sponge, some of it has been dabbed and cleaned, you can tell that there are bits of fabric where the vomit landed on the back seat. With a little scissors, you can cut that out, and then you can examine that.
Yeah. We do
Don't
that.
forget your gloves.
Already on.
Okay. From that point, it is forensics. Which,
Forensics to
fortunately,
collect
you have someone else there who's an expert in that.
Yay!
And together
I
with
get
Dr.
assistance
Gorm,
from him?
you would probably want to look at, what is the chemical
I
composition
got
of exactly
0.
what we're looking at? Can we tell something that's different from just car seat with old sweat and blood and whatever the fuck happened back there? Not to mention cleaning supplies. I don't know if you want to do it with Dr. Gorm
chemistry.
or with the entire team.
Well,
Good. Then
forensics to
whoever's
take it
highest.
out, but then definitely Dr. Gorm to check it out.
Both of you
in a
just
lab.
roll, and we'll see how many successes or failures we have.
Okay. Yeah. Do we get bonuses or just roll rolls?
You're helping each other out, so fuck it, plus 20. So, of course, not particularly great for Dr. Gorm here.
Yeah. Forensics to.
Ooh, critical on forensics. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, the check for heavy metals, which is what you're initially focused on, that will come up negative. If there's something there, it's so interwoven with anything else that it doesn't seem like this is really the case. Also, with something like this, anything that you might be suspicious of, pathogens. Was
those
this
are
guy
cool.
sick and did he infect him with something, or is there something truly unnatural? That doesn't really seem to come up. The one thing you do notice is that there is a whole bunch of mold in this sample. Like this back seat of this car, seems like it just mold isn't even the right term. Fungal infection. Like the back seat of this car was now a hotbed for miscellaneous mycelium growths from all the moisture and whatnot. You're pretty certain if you poke some holes in it and gave it a little bit of water, mushrooms would sprout from that back seat.
Really cannot do that. I will try and put it in a petri dish to get it to grow a bit more so that we can investigate it better, because there are fungi that do influence like brains, and though none of them really, I think, have been found to affect humans, if Delta Green has us on the case, there is a chance that this is a yet to be discovered case of it. So that is an avenue that Guybrush would at least be like, let's make sure that the fungus isn't something that was
Great.
like influencing things here.
You take a petri dish with some samples, and over the next few days, you will grow stuff from that.
Yeah, I can roll biology for you if you want me to.
You know what? Yeah, gimme.
No, plus 20. Science, biology, no.
Okay, you can't tell anything right now. Maybe if this thing grows, try to keep it in the back
Sure.
of your mind.
Yeah, yep.
After that, let's see. That was the official reactions as well. I'm sure you want to try to identify that stranger. You have, some visuals from the cams, but you'd need to send it to your agencies in the FBI. They have the people on record here who might be able to get you something like that. Do you want to contact the FBI? Do you have other resources you might use for this? You being a part of the FBI, of course, makes it a lot easier to just contact them with that. But it does show your hand that you are involved in an investigation here. But it's also probably one of the quickest ways, unless you have something online. And no, you can't just go to Google and be like, hey, who's this person on this blurry photograph?
Yeah, post it on Reddit.
Google
Can you
Lens.
Reddit it?
Google Lens.
Reddit secret police find this guy.
Just Google who puked on Deputy Jacob. Ding dong!
Yeah.
2 IDs found. 2. One is his wife, and the other one is this guy.
Yeah, post it on 4chan and go, we believe this guy's a pedophile. Can you guys find?
Yeah, it's 30 minutes later, and it was like, yeah, it's that user.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, thank you. police concluded he's not, but thanks for doxing him.
But yeah, the FBI labs in Quantico should be able to get you a match in a day or two.
Yeah. Well, I'll consult with the group. Do you guys want us to involve the FBI quite yet? Like, reveal that we're here openly investigating this? Like,
Very much
this isn't like the previous case of...
I don't see no harm in it.
All right.
I mean, we're on official business, right?
We are.
I mean, your call.
Sure. I'll be incredibly polite and incredibly professional.
Great. Roleplay that for me real quick as you make the call.
Damn it! Out of character. I need a reminder. What was the assignment? What were we given as our? What are we pretending to be? Just so it was the environmental.
Please.
Yeah, it was the environmental something.
Does anyone remember?
It's honestly the one thing that it was super fucking hectic when we went over that, and I missed it, and I've been trying to piece it together from all the context information, but I just
this is the most Mateo thing ever, where he fell asleep and went in and out of consciousness during the events of the story, so then he just tries to piece stuff together afterwards. But there's two other players, and one of you doesn't fucking know.
So,
Yes.
they've been playing it as it's like I can't remember if it was chemical spill or something, like just like a regular infection, and specifically said not plague. That's what I remember.
No, my question is, what did the handler tell us? What FBI branch do our fake identities belong to? Like, what is the department we're supposed to be pretending to be? That's
Washington FBI, but nothing is more specific. I don't even know if there is anything more specific.
The initial briefing was that it's under the cover of identifying a groundwater contamination that might have gotten into the drinking water.
Right, it was environmental something.
Yes, which is a little odd for the FBI to be involved in, unless you suspect some business is poisoning the groundwater or something.
Right.
Like that.
Question, like, if that kind of cover is made, does it mean that the Delta Crane is creating basically identity for us?
Yes.
In the FBI system?
Yes.
Okay.
You have
then,
FBI identities and credentials, and as long as, that means that they use their contacts in the FBI and the various layers to be like, hey, if someone looks you up in the system, they will find you there. It's legitimate. But then, of course, if they dig much deeper, they go, hey, these records were added here, like, a few days ago. What the fuck?
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. So just go for it. Like, I think that will cover the cursory review for sure.
Sure, but for the role play reason, my unusually tired ass brain is like, I can't remember what the department was.
Right.
It's like Washington branch. I know it was environmental something, but if we go into role play and I go, it's the environmental shit, then they'll be like,
oh,
what?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand you are a tired, sleepy baby who needs his nappy time.
Yeah.
Just come on, you're on the phone, and someone says, "Hello, this is FBI."
No, that's me.
Oh, sorry. That's just the phone. Mateo, get off the phone.
Sleepy baby.
Yeah.
Like, hello, this is Agent Blark of the FBI.
This is Agent Brush from the Washington branch. We're around... Damn it, my brain is so full of holes. I say this as a player. we're around Montana investigating the. Oh wow! I seriously I can't roleplay this. My brain is freezing.
Agent Brush, you sound tired. Why? I heard someone else on the phone nearby. Why don't you just give the phone to him?
Sure, I hand it over to Gorm.
Me using a phone again? Oh, hello.
Yeah.
I'm not a woman. I don't think you can talk to me on the phone. Yeah.
Don't worry, I've just a weekend of convention behind me with a tiny amount of sleep.
Oh,
With
yeah,
alcohol
well,
there was a
added to my
roleplay
stuff.
convention. You should be charged up and ready to roleplay.
Yeah, I was at a
absolutely.
wedding
You're all
yesterday,
warmed up-
and I was
warmed up
drunk
to
out of
win.
my ass.
In fact,
Hey, so you're tired and hungover.
You did Delta Green
which is
while
why
we were
my
there.
brain is absolutely freezing. The moment I need to think of anything, it's just like, it blank lines.
So we're calling in from Montana the environmental case. You know?
No?
You don't?
No, I have my own things I'm busy with. Why would I know that?
Do we have
It's
a
on the
case
file.
number that we can reference on? There
Yes,
has to be
exactly.
case file.
This
Yes,
is
it's
this is the
one.
case number. 666.
Let me push that in the machine. 666. Oh, yeah, here it comes. Case number just happened. Helena, Montana. Possible contamination. Yeah, sure. Sounds boring, but how can I help you?
That is what I'm wondering myself. I have no idea what we called, so I'm sorry, out of character. Yeah, why did we call the FBI again?
we called him. We're calling him so that they can track down the mysterious guy who was in the cops
cam.
vomited on him.
Yeah.
The cam footage to review that and then track that guy down and figure out who it was.
Yes, there we go. Yeah. Of course, the fortune beautiful thing. There we go.
Yeah.
So, just my mind is tracing quite slowly at the moment. So, yes, we'd like a not a PBA, but we'd like to know where is this person located? The camcord or dash cam. This identification 6789 and recorded around this time.
Okay, you have an image of what he looks like and you want me to identify him.
Yes, and give me a location, please, if possible.
I mean,
appreciate
we'll
your
give you
work.
whatever information we have. You know, we're working on these fancy new flock cameras that we're planning on installing everywhere throughout the entire country, so we know exactly where everyone is at any given time. But we haven't set up that network quite yet. But alternatively, we're working on this thing called drones, where we can just, send a camera to follow anyone around at any given time. Solves every problem real quick, but we don't have those yet either. So instead, all we have is this database of, all the people in the United States and where they work and how much taxes they pay and where they live. It's honestly not that much, but maybe it'll be enough to get the information. The day is almost over, so I'll make sure you have that information by tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
If
you
he's
haven't heard
recognizable,
anything-
if something horrible happened to his face, we wouldn't be able to recognize him. But short of that,
you haven't- You haven't heard anything about the bio bank they wanted to make, where everybody's fingerprints are taken, but that was too much of a fringe on identification, right? Or privacy.
I mean, that was the official reason that they, hid it. But anytime you fly, you still give your fingerprints, which allows us to keep track of it anyway. Why do you think flights are so cheap these days? It's just a way to get people to do that so that we have fingerprints on everyone.
Well, of course, I'm in the know, but gotta keep the people
Of course,
happy with
fellow
the.
agent, this was all in the FBI briefing.
Yes, excellent.
Obviously, you would know this. If you were a real FBI agent, in fact, you just failed my trick question. I'm starting to doubt you're not really an FBI agent. I kid.
good
I kid. If you call us with I'm just happy to talk to someone. Honestly, you want me to identify someone and you're just some weirdo stranger? I'll do it for you. Don't worry about it.
Well, thank you. I would
Where do you want me
almost
to send
call
this
you.
information?
I would almost call you a bro if I wouldn't identify you as a person of color by your tone. Anyway, so you can send it to as a text message to this phone number. That definitely is an FBI number.
Oh yeah, sure. Hey, how come this phone comes up as stolen? I'm sure you have it for one of your special operations. I won't look too deep into it.
Yeah, undercover. Deep undercover.
Right. I get it. Don't worry about it, bro.
Yeah, of course, he can call.
I mean, we all know us FBI agents don't narc on each other no matter what, so it's all good. Hey, you coming to the cocaine party this weekend?
No, family has too much narcotics as it is.
Aw, man, don't be a fucking narc on this stuff. I mean, the narcs are organizing it, and they're planning on sharing all the cocaine that they've, captured in the big shipment the past few months.
But it always gets like the chief gets so high and starts firing people,
I
and then
know. And that one time he started actually firing at people.
Yeah, and not all of them got back. I just, I like what I'm doing.
All right. Anyway, you sound like you're busy. So anyway, yeah,
Yes.
I'll try to identify this person as soon as I get around to it, I guess.
Good that we have this
All right.
report.
Yeah, hey, just glad to be of service. All right, good luck with your thing then.
Thank you.
And he hangs up.
Yeah, went better than expected. Whew.
So you probably want to make a note next time whether or not you've received any information on this. Make a note in your sheet, because I don't want to put a reminder, or, put the reminder on screen. That's what it's there for. Put the text somewhere. That you see the whole pile of shit growing. It's like, oh yeah, that was a thing we were supposed to do 6 sessions ago. Let's see. Other clues remaining. Let's see. Going to his wife, his home, checking that. Asking for possible contamination sites, because he's been all over the place. So there are places that they're looking into. They'll be like, well, maybe he went here, and maybe there's a contamination or something or another happening here. Yes. Let's see. The pit. Sources of heavy metals. Agents can determine with an easy internet search. I'm also assuming you're looking for leads. I'm helping you along a little bit. But it's where you spend your time, as always. Finding leads is not difficult. Finding the correct lead that leads to the correct place, that's tricky. A quick internet search will reveal a few major sources of heavy metals, particularly, and not just in trace elements. And the sheriff's office will sort of corroborate on this, is the pit. One other deputy works patrol near there. She is not sick and has reported no trouble. That is Deputy Kelly. EPA investigators have suspected that somehow Jacob was exposed to substances from the pit, but so far have not found any particular evidence that would lead them to that. He must have gone here at some point. As far as anyone knows, he's never been there, and they're taking samples from the area he usually patrols to make sure that there's no contaminations or contaminants otherwise that could endanger other people. And his home found no source or contamination of heavy metals in the drinking water or anything.
And blood works have been taken both from the officer who patrols the pit and the family to
Yes. The other deputy
sure.
seems perfectly fine.
Right.
As for his family, no, those have not had blood works done.
Okay.
That's a decent idea. Maybe you should go check on his wife.
Yeah.
But she's pregnant,
In
so
case
I
it's-
imagine she's incredibly careful.
Yeah, but it's like in case it's in the food. I mean, he was a fisher, and fish accumulate a lot of heavy metals.
I'm sorry,
like mercury
he was a
and stuff
fisher.
like that. I thought the cop used to fish. Or is my brain completely?
I think
Yeah,
your brain's
with
making
his
that up. I
colleague.
don't remember that anywhere.
Yeah. It was with his colleague. They went fishing.
He often went fishing, yes, but that doesn't mean you eat fish, I guess. That's
Isn't the point to bring home fish when you go fishing
well, that's a fair
and
point.
eat it?
That's a fair. You know what? Fair point. Let me check dimensions of fish. Okay. Yes. He did go fishing, and logically, you would eat that fish.
Yeah.
And there are a
fish
few other mentions
accumulate.
of fish in the source material. So, without knowing for sure, I'm going to say yes. That's a fair avenue to investigate.
Yeah, so that would be an excuse to get the wife's blood works. It's like, okay, well, it died to a heavy metal shock, and fish are notorious for accumulating that because of what they eat. And if the source is contaminated or they come from a contaminated source, you might now have that, and through you, the child will have that. So, totes should get you checked before anything bad happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, while you're here at the police department, would you want to go to the coroner's office and investigate the body?
Yeah, I think if we're here and it's here, that would probably be the best
Great.
to...
The coroner shares a building with the county probation and paroles officer, so 1 or 2 sheriff and deputies are nearby during business hours. The building is empty at night. It shares a block with a small bank and a few homes with a leafy yard. I don't think you're interested in breaking and entering. You know, it's just, hey,
No,
can we see the body? We're with the cops.
Yeah.
Yes. Great. You can bluff your way past the young assistant simply by flashing a badge and having the cops, vouch for you. No problem. Examining the body will be arranged. It's already quite late at night on the first day because you've done a bunch of shit already. But, they can prepare it for an hour before they kind of want to close up and they don't want to go late at night. The examination requires medicine or a particularly relevant science skill, if you think you have one, of 50% or higher in order to do a proper medical examination with signs that, you're aware of. Since this is not a matter of, oh, look, he has a big slash here. It's, hey, how does the, minute details of poisoning like this work?
Yeah. Well, I have 62 in medicine and 61 in biology. Not sure if biology is applicable.
Sounds like you're going to do an autopsy real quick.
Yeah. Sure I am.
Yep.
Did Gorm have?
Also,
you were
who
with
else
me
is
when
going
we
with
were.
you? That's
Not over
sort of
50.
important. Who else is going
Not
to
over
poke at the
50
dead
here either.
body that's potentially, potentially
I got
sick?
50 sanitation.
Well, that's also important. But it's sort of important to know who is and isn't here.
Yeah, I'm just because Gorm was with me when we were doing the autopsy on
Yes.
the goop people. So, like, in an assisting manner, can he be involved if he doesn't have over 50?
I would probably rule myself out when I realize, okay, this is probably a poisoning case, and I know about acids and stuff, but poisons,
Well, you have
So-
chemistry, don't you?
but only 40. So I'd send Matteo
Did
with.
Yeah, did Matteo have chemistry?
He knows the chemicals.
Let me check.
Nathan can stand in the corner. He doesn't get sick by seeing blood and gore.
For fun?
And if the body raise up like a
That's
zombie, he can shoot.
custom skill, right?
I think chemistry, yeah. It's
I don't
probably
even see a
science.
chemistry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you
under
have
science, let me see.
pharmacy or medicine
Yeah.
or something like that?
31 and 41.
Okay.
Okay. Pick me one main assistant and just sort of tell me where everyone is.
Got 60 first aid.
I'll bring Matteo. He has knowledge on chemicals.
Okay. So you and Matteo are examining the body. The others are elsewhere in the building waiting.
Yeah, and he's used to dealing with bodies for gang cleanups anyway. So.
Okay.
He has some knowledge.
Give me a medicine check with the bonus from Matteo then, or Matteo if he's his higher.
Mine's 62 in medicine, so
Yeah, go ahead.
higher.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Plus
Matteo
20.
is assisting. I'm assuming both of you are, taking the regular methods when you're dealing with a dead body.
Yeah. Face masks, gloves, protective clothing, stuff like that. Full get up of a autopsy doctor person. And 62.
62.
Success.
So, where do we start? Where do we start with a success? First off, as you're just going through the procedures, it seems like the previous corner was mainly just interested in finding a cause of death, not really how other things may or may not link together, which is good, because there's a bunch of weird stuff. First off, during your investigation, you will find that, yes, his system is pretty riddled with a whole bunch of heavy metals in all sorts of places. Whenever you see clear signs of it, as veins, structures breaking down, other clear signs of poisoning of various heavy metals. You can just see organs decaying in a specific pattern that very clearly indicates that, and then also other weird shit, like the intestines are like swollen in unnatural bulging ways and seem like they're harboring some sort of infection. So you take a sample of that and take another petri dish with a sample, and it's just some sort of bacterial infection you can't really seem to place. A gut flora, fungus-like spores can be found, as if it is spreading like this little web of white lines through it, as if carried from the digestive system into the bloodstream, forming these little patterns and structures. The officer's body, despite it having been a few days, shows no signs of decomposition. It actually looks like the various floras and whatnot that are active in his gut are still quite alive and well as way more of the dead body than you would be expecting. Like, the body looks like it's no more than a day dead.
That's odd.
Yep.
To know
Indeed.
exactly what is happening with the specifics, you probably want a DNA check on miscellaneous.
Yep.
But that'll take a while. That is not a fast lab result. But
yeah, let's
if you're
get
interested in that,
you
make a note that you
from
make
the
a
corpse
request for
also.
that in a sample.
Yeah, we
Let's
really
look
should.
for those mushrooms of yours from the corpse also.
Yep. Mushrooms from the vomit sample, and then compare it to this.
You also take a fluid sample where you have, the various ratios of heavy metal that are in there. So maybe you can compare that later to find a source, or compare the amounts to some other signatures of heavy metals you can find somewhere.
Yeah, I'm right that we requested DNA screening for discoveries. Fungus, bacteria.
Yes. The coroner who did the previous investigation wasn't here. Instead, you only worked with his assistant. I said that's the coroner that only marked down, like, looking for cause of death. It's already late. If you want to talk to him, you might need to come back a different day.
Sure.
And as for, let's see, the body, cause of death is, the organs are messed up due to what is very clearly a form of heavy metal poisoning. But other than that, there doesn't seem to be an immediate cause of death. No abrasions, no lashes, no injection sites.
He just died.
Well, aside from the heavy metal poisoning in his digestive system,
Sure.
So honestly, looking at him like this, the most likely cause of death was if he just grabbed a big bowl filled with, extremely toxic waste and just started chugging it. But no, any person that does something like that would just immediately start puking violently and find it incredibly disgusting. So, more likely someone forced it down his throat, or it spawned in there?
Does the fungus seem to be interacting with the more destroyed areas where the heavy metal is most present?
The webbing of fungus that you find in his guts somewhat correlate to the concentrations of heavy metals. So the organs where that is the most abundant, kidneys, liver, small intestine, you will also find this webbing there.
If we check his brain, do we find webbing in there?
You take a saw and you slice open his brain and take a look in there. And you find an amount of it, but not an excessive amount. There's a tiny bit of this goo here too.
I will take a sample of some of the... can I find a spot with the heavy metal sort of saturated tissue that wouldn't necessarily have any of the fungus? No. I'll take some of that tissue and put that into a separate petri dish to see to compare how much that grows with just the vomit that didn't have heavy metals, to sort of verify if the hypothesis is that this fungus feeds on these heavy metals and potentially drove the guy to consume them to feed itself, or to give itself a breeding ground, so to speak.
It could just be a byproduct of it just being in the system
or
somehow,
that, yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, it could also be that.
Don't rule that out, in my opinion.
Yeah, it could also be that if one of the samples starts to sort of grow with that, if that stuff starts to appear in those samples, or if the containment or amount of it increases in the sample that already has it. But yeah, we're investigating the. I'll make a test to see how it interacts.
You should probably write that down.
Heavy metals.
Yes, you should probably write that down. Now for a reason, let's see. This is it. How does that work exactly? How does this work exactly? Nope, okay. Well, we'll see about that later. Okay. And that'll be the end of day 1. As the group will all go back to whatever residence they are staying in, the nearby bed and breakfast.
Yep.
In which case, I'm gonna need Matteo and Guybrush to both make me a con check.
Yep. Fail by 1.
Mateo feels fine, but Guybrush, you're going to... oh boy. First off, have a coughing fit in the morning. Oh wow. 4 damage.
Ooh.
As you feel somewhat unwell, as well as lose 1 sanity point.
Ooh.
As well as 1 temporary willpower.
Hey, yo, you about to die.
Yeah.
Additionally, you feel like chewing on something, and you can't quite identify what.
Yep.
And we'll leave it there.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh,
I
indeed.
think I need something with heavy metals in
I mean,
it.
you were wearing a surgical mask, but you did sort of saw into the guy's brain, aerosolizing a bunch of stuff. Who knows what got into the air and past your mask?
Yep. That is true. Also, I'm the one who was fiddling with the fungus samples and also
Yeah, also.
that is.
So we will write that down as day 2. Uh-oh.
Day 2, we must hasten our expedition.
Yeah, I will
Cough.
inform the others because as has been established already in the previous adventure, when Guybrush starts expecting things, he starts self-analyzing. So he will be like, I'm feeling sick. This is what I was doing. These are my hypotheses. If I do die or if I start guzzling mercury, it's probably the fungus.
It's not gonna come down to that.
Well, I do have cravings for something that I can't really put my finger on, and my hypothesis is here's a report. This is what I was doing.
Very much.
just a
And the
morning
details
cold.
will take some time to manifest, but you're pretty sure, like, uh-oh.
Yep.
This isn't good.
Yep. I go to a pharmacy to get some antifungal some medicine. For fungal infections. I'm not sure if there's something for that you can ingest, but
There is, but it's going to get you banned from Twitter, like Joe Rogan.
There's this horse paste that you gotta ingest. It'll definitely cure you.
yeah, just drink bleach. Don't drink bleach.
Okay. Anyway,
kids,
it's
don't
9 o'clock.
drink.
You guys are all tired beyond fucking belief.
Yeah, I'm not usually hungover, but man, is my brain drawing blanks if I have to get into character and then remember specific information. I'm like, no.
I know I
brain
can't
gives
ask
up.
you to be hungover next week because you're fucking every fucking week, but you know.
I'm
we'll try
usually not
again.
hungover. I don't usually drink.
Well, maybe one of the other people could be not hungover for a change.
Yeah.
I
won't
wasn't
be.
hungover except for social things.
A
This is
social,
like my
a social hangover. You're like, yeah, we were just
Yeah.
at a party and we shoved this giant automatic dildo into people and whatever
Yeah,
else.
this was our
wasn't the
last
weekend.
vacation week, so we're back to regular scheduling now. So maybe I actually get to sleep a little.
Hooray! Okay, say goodbye,
Yeah,
everybody.
for-
Good night,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.